the White House, President Eisenhower signs the proclamation that makes Alaska's entry into the Union official, nearly 92 years after Lincoln's Secretary of State bought the territory from the Russian Tsar for $7 million.
The Alaska Wild Project podcast is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Barney's Sports Chalet, supplying hunters with the best hand-selected gear since 1963. The exclusive home of frontier gear built for the rugged Alaskan terrain. Your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Visit Barney's today at 906 West Northern Lights.
Tailored Restoration 24-hour emergency home services, helping Alaskans restore their dreams since 1972. Services include fire, water, mold, post-emergency cleaning, repair, and remodeling. Give them a call in Anchorage, Eagle River, Matsu, or Fairbanks. Hit them up at tailoredrestorationalaska.com.
Total Truck and Alaska Overlander, Alaska's premier supplier for custom automotive accessories and overlanding products, providing all-inclusive rental vehicles and trailers custom outfitted to explore the Alaskan backcountry with a unique and convenient traveling experience.
TheTreehouseAK.com, located at 341 Boniface Parkway, Alaska's own and grown cannabis and CBD store. Ask the bud tender what the strain of the day is to get your 10% off. The Treehouse, where the culture lives. AKO Farms, located in Sitka, Alaska, built from the ground up with concentrates as their single motivation, with exclusive products such as their sugar wax, full spectrum diamond sauce carts, and more. Ask your local bud tender about AKO. Marijuana has intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming and addictive. Marijuana impairs concentration, coordination, and judgment. Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence. There are health risks associated with consumption of marijuana. For the use of only by adults 21 and older. Keep out of the reach of children, and marijuana should not be used by women who are pregnant or breastfeeding.
The Bait Shack, located on Ship Creek upstream of the bridge. Can't miss the bright red shack. They are the go-to fishing gear rental and guide service on Ship Creek. Tight lines and fish on. Come hook into the action with them. Hit them up at thebaitshackak.com.
Snow Pro AK, your snow and ice management company specializing in business and residential properties. They know what it takes to keep your property presentable and safe. Give them a call for a free estimate at 280-7098 or visit lawnproak.com. Double Shovel Cider Company, located off of Arctic and 58th, handcrafted Alaskan-made colonial ciders. They also have a tap room downtown on the corner of 5th and E. Stop by today and taste an award-winning cider.
The Alaska chapter of Backcountry Hunters and Anglers. BHA is the voice of our Alaskan public lands, waters, and wildlife. Their goal is to uphold our hunting and fishing legacy while keeping our public lands wild. Stand up today and join BHA at backcountryhunters.org.
Shoot it was a good bear.
Because it was, you can throw your headphones on, because it was at a shootable distance.
Right.
Right.
Got it.
Well, we were talking earlier, I missed the park, so I was grabbing us some drinks. How was the conditions, weather-wise?
I mean, we got it all, really. I mean, The first hunt I did on Raspberry, we had, 50 degrees and sunny and got sunburnt. And,
you look like you got a little sun on your face. Yeah,
I mean, we did all that.
You look like you got sun, too.
Well, I've been working on a chicken run for the last week.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got, 3-4 days of that, and then we got snowed on.
James, get a little closer.
We got snowed on pretty much for the rest of the hunt.
Yeah, spill some on the mic.
We saw bears. We got lucky. We flew in there, and there was a winter kill elk carcass 500 yards from our camp.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So, literally, we didn't have to go far. We just walked right out in front of camp and glassed, and there were bears coming to the carcass, but all rubbed, or small. And he just passed and passed and passed, and he knew what he wanted. He wanted a decent, high 8s, 9-foot plus bear that had a solid hide with no rub. He did not want to shoot.
That's such a
good on him.
The discipline. I mean,
exactly.
To just I want a bear. I came up here, whether you're local or not. Right. You're anticipating a trip or a hunt all year long, and then you go to bed at night. You're dreaming. You're
the mentality
you're on the plane up here. You're just thinking about all the.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna take a bear home, and then to pass up is such discipline, dude.
The mentality that a hunter comes up here with can definitely determine a lot about the way his hunt goes. You know, and I feel like a big plus for this guy, he was one of the most easygoing hunters I've ever had. And I think the big thing for him was...
Would you love that as a guide?
Oh, yeah. He didn't plan the trip. His wife bought it for him for a birthday present. So, like, he had no idea.
What a wife.
Had no idea about the hunt or anything. Like, he hadn't
Please talk about the wife for
he hadn't been researching brown bear hunts on Kodiak. He hadn't been watching YouTube videos and hadn't been like... He didn't get overly
excited and prepare himself with an unrealistic expectation.
He had no real preconceived notion in his mind about the hunt or what a trophy brown bear was, you know.
He just came clean slate.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Whoa. I love that.
Yeah. And he was super easy.
That was your first client of the year?
Yeah. Yeah, super easy going. And I mean, the first day I think was our best bear. First day, you know, a high 8s, pushing 9-foot bear, just laying on top of the carcass. And he had some rub kind of on those spots they get above the butt, you know, on either side of the spine, which is like the first kind of spot that it seems to go. And he just didn't want to shoot it. And I was like, okay, you know, we had the talk and he was like, no, I just don't want to shoot a rubbed bear. He's like, I'd rather go home without one. And
well, how fun though to be able to probably sit there. You guys probably just watched it for...
Oh yeah, we saw a lot of bears. Hours. I called one in at one point. We saw it come over. I saw it for just a flash.
Like a predator call?
Yeah. I just saw it come over the hill, and I just saw a dark flash go into the trees, and like had to be a bear. So broke out the predator call, and it came running right in.
Can we hear your best predator call?
I don't have it on me.
No.
No, I use it.
You know, I think if my wife sent me out on a hunt like that.
I've been waiting to hear that voice on the mic there, James. I knew it was going to sound sexy.
Yeah. I think if she sent me out on a hunt like that and I didn't come home with a bear, I'd probably be out in the coop with the chickens.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of it too is like the financial situation. You know, there's a lot of guys who can afford to come up and do this once in their life, and that's it. That's the only trip they're going to get.
Yeah.
And then you got the guys that are like, well, if I shoot something I'm not happy with, that means I can't come back for 4 years, you know. So, like, they'd rather just not shoot something and then book and come back and hunt next year or hunt the year after that.
That's fair.
So, a lot of it depends on their financial situation as well. Because it's not a cheap, not a cheap hunt to do.
Yeah, and I feel like...
What's the range?
I mean, the cheapest brown bear hunt that I know of is like $17,000. The most expensive I know of is like $60,000.
Wow.
Is that $60,000 off a boat?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's going to be like the
like Southeast Alaska brown bear.
The Aleutian chain.
Well, you're probably the ABC.
The ABC area.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's was it Unit 5, Admiralty, Baneroff, Chichagoff, that area?
No, I'm thinking off of.
Oh, you're thinking like way out peninsula.
Yeah.
I don't know about over there. The area I'm thinking of is the ABCs.
I'll look it up.
But I mean, it seems like
throw the map up on the.
Like
TV,
the
man.
average, I feel like the average is 20 to 25.
Yeah.
It's like where the bulk of them land is 20 to 25. And then you include flights, hotels, taxidermy, license tags, depending on some outfitters include license tags, float plane travel, some you pay for that stuff separate. So it's like you're easily tacking on another 10 to the hunt cost, maybe 15 with taxidermy.
Yeah.
So it's
easily.
Yeah. Not a cheap endeavor.
No, it's not.
I feel like when a guy does like
was it his first
Kodiak specific?
It was his first brown bear.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like first big game hunt. Like he had done some high fence stuff before, but like nothing like that. But
he knew what he wanted.
Of a hunt. Yeah, he's
like probably one time and that's it. I'm gonna get the one I want.
Yeah, I mean,
get a Kodiak brown bear and then drop the mic and walk off the stage. I'm good.
Yeah. And my second guy was like the polar opposite. Second guy had already shot 2 bears, so he was looking for a toad.
Bigger one.
Looking for a toad that had a perfect hide.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he was good with passing
right around the next corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, like what I was trying to say earlier was the Kodiak thing. I feel like is maybe that guy's an exception, but most people are looking to get a Kodiak brown bear
specifically
on their personal resume as a hunter.
Yeah.
Because it is a very prestigious brown bear to pursue, right?
Right.
I mean, Kodiak itself
comes from the skull size is really what it comes from. You know, 'cause the trophy measurement for a brown bear is the skull size. It's not the hide size.
Very true.
The Kodiak bears genetically have the biggest skulls.
Monster skulls.
Yeah, like if you shoot a 9-foot bear on Kodiak and a 9-foot bear on the peninsula, the Kodiak bear is going to have a bigger skull.
Yeah, like that 29 to 30-ish
They're
range.
just all, genetically, they just have the biggest noggins. And I've hunted
Is it the biggest?
I've hunted both areas.
In the world?
And
Is there
for sure.
Biggest in the world?
They have the biggest heads, the biggest skulls.
All over. Of brown bears?
Yeah.
Brown bears.
What about those
genetic.
Kamchatka?
They're small bears.
They are?
They're similar to the peninsula bears, skull wise when they get big.
So I think because they had island gigantism. Is what that is.
Oh yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Well, I mean, think
right.
about their food source.
Right.
It's all
Right.
over.
I mean, a brown bear on Kodiak has so many good things to
Has
eat.
all of it.
Well,
between
year-round,
fish,
I imagine, too.
fish and especially too, Kodiak can have real long stretches where winter may not come until, winter comes, but I mean the hibernation season may not come until late November, early December for some seasons.
Right. I feel like that's kind of average. Yeah.
Years ago, I remember when we had that really warm winter, like Kenai Lake didn't even freeze over. We didn't get snow until like after Christmas. Was it 17?
Man, it's all.
I know that blurs together.
It's all one to me.
I remember there was a really, really warm winter, and
I feel like it was my second. I feel like it was 2016.
that sounds about
The
right.
deer hunting on Kodiak was freaking phenomenal because it had been like 3 kind of mild winters in a row.
Okay,
And it was just insane.
That's about right.
Yeah.
I remember the locals saying that the bears never actually went into hibernation.
Well, bears, they
Or
don't.
if they did, it was like short.
Well, so what drives a bear into hibernation is, their food runs out. They're stocking up for the winter, but, a lot of these bears that aren't hibernating are the bears that have just a continuous food source. That's why you see, some bears that might show up at the dump at just random times throughout the winter and whatnot. But, if they never run out of food, if the food is always there, they have no reason to hibernate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
That
like
makes
there's
sense.
been 1 or 2 shot in town in Kodiak like the last several years. I think that just didn't din up.
Well,
They
They
also
hung around eating trash and
didn't they? They also stopped the practice of shooting bears as they came through the pass. So now, the bears are more free to enter town
around
than they were previously. It used to be the locals could go and
Did they put it like a mile marker or something?
for the bears. No bears past this point. No bears past this point.
Well, it's like those moose crossing signs,
Yeah.
And you see the moose crossing 500 feet in front. You're like, inconsiderate thing.
Welcome to Alaska Wild Project, episode 118. Today we have James Majetich. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
you nailed it, man.
And James Eicher. James and James.
James and James.
James and James.
Double J.
Sounds like a publishing company.
It does.
It could be like a cheap rival to Johnson & Johnson.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Something like that.
Ooh.
Why's it got to be cheap though, man?
Because they own everything.
They are pretty rich.
They are.
Have you ever seen that map of like the 5 corporations that pretty much own every single other thing?
It's
I know I have before. Isn't it?
astonishing.
Yeah.
Johnson & Johnson's in there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Yum Brands is one of the other ones too, aren't they? They're in the like big fast food and they're into
Yes.
all kinds of the food.
They're kind of like the
industry
mother
stuff.
companies
Yeah.
that basically umbrellas that own all this shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a big corporate building in Louisville, just in town from where I'm from there. And they built a big, arena downtown and stuff. And yeah, they're definitely one of the big money corporations. That's all your, Taco Bell, KFC,
Yep.
AW, all those places.
Yeah, it's like they're not really competition.
No,
No, they're not.
no, they're not.
That's
They're all
the
owned by
thing.
the same people. Yeah.
God, dude, that's insane.
America,
funny.
man.
I want to bring up a couple upcoming things before we move on. We have the Slam and Salmon Derby on June 17th, starting down there. We are going to be doing a giveaway. So check on the Instagram. We got some VIP passes, get you a free entry into the Derby and some other cool things over there. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, we're going to go down to the shack and put out a video on Instagram and promote that. And we'll start having that available to folks too put in and can win those Derby tickets. So that'll be coming in about a week and a half or so.
Speaking of the shack, I don't know if you've covered it previously, but I think it was this last day or two. Ship Creek's now gone to specific hours. I think 6 to 11.
Yep. Yes.
Oh, it did shift.
Hours. Yeah. So just
their effort.
Just a heads up on that.
We were just talking about some dates that we were going to go.
Hey man, people be out there, man. 11's not 11. That's too early, I think, because it'd be
still light out.
Yeah, they should just do like 2 to 4.
Definitely still fishing hours.
Yeah, it's like prime time.
Yeah,
I mean, depending on what the tide's doing, what's it matter?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Well, now that answers our question. We were talking about this like 2 weeks ago.
Was it you? Okay, I wasn't sure if it was you or my brother.
We're going to take the kids and go fish the Derby. We're like, this morning.
And you're like, we can go at like 4 in the morning. I was like, I think it's not open.
Yeah, I think it's just within the last 2 days they made the shift on times.
Thanks for the update on that.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. So clarify, it closes at 11. You have to be done fishing at 11, and you cannot start fishing until 6 a.m. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so don't do it, or they'll catch you. They got people out there like watching it. Like, I want to see that, dude.
Oh, they're definitely going to.
And speaking of getting
when they enforce that, I bet.
Yeah,
they're just looking for
somebody was sitting there in a truck with a pair of binoculars. Just
got them.
Or just a fucking square pants dude over there,
just on patrol.
I follow all the rules, and so are you.
A goodie, a good. What they call Ken?
Yeah.
Is that Karen's husband?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just makes me think of like fishing, like floating the casino off last year. We camped at like the put in, and 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, boy, those trucks are rolling in there. I mean,
ready to go.
Oh yeah, it's as soon as you can see, trucks are rolling.
You guys
into the river.
just
had your last shot of whiskey and went to bed. You're like,
maybe the other guys, not me.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that feeling like crap in the morning and then getting up and grinding it out all day.
It is never worth it.
Nope.
But
not anymore.
It is that night.
In the moment, it might seem worth it.
Yeah, but you peel your eyes open after 45 minutes of sleep.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good. The other thing I wanted to mention is the dudes hit us up. You guys know the Full Draw Film Tour people?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard of them.
Okay, well, they're coming up here, and they have a show in Anchorage on June 16th at the Performing Arts, and in Fairbanks, June 14th at the Fairbanks Centennial Center. To be honest, I don't know much about the tour or anything like that. They just hit us up on Instagram, and I checked out their stuff. Looked like pretty cool stuff. For all the bow hunters or anyone that wants to go watch the film, I mean, Performing Arts Center, that's nice.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a fun venue.
I think similar... parallel-ish to the the International Fly
Fishing one?
Yeah, so same kind of quality, great films, great people. I think absolutely something worth going to if you're in the area.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna hit them up for some tickets. We'll do some giveaways.
Send one my way.
Yeah, for some people, we should go to that.
I was just looking at
and I think it's not on the weekend too, because that's what. Do not do it on the weekend because everyone's out, man.
What did you say the date was again?
June. The one in Anchorage is June 7th.
June 7th.
Oh, sorry, June 16th.
June 16th is a Friday. It's a tough one, man. That's the
actually I'm in town because I got solstice the next day.
Oh, that's right.
Is that solstice already?
The 17th they do the thing downtown. I own a couple hot dog stands. It's a big hot dog day because they close the block and all that stuff. So
nice.
Solstice is a big day for me. I got to be in town, which sucks because I'd rather be fishing.
I'll be sitting on a grizzly bait.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
On a guided or personal?
Yeah, guided. I got three to do in June.
Nice. Right on. We'll talk some more about that off the mic because started dabbling with that this spring.
For sure.
And maybe we could use some pro tips.
I got you.
Because we thought we had some bears, a bear come into our bait last week. We're like, man, where's the fucking tracks? It's like half the food's, or more than half the food's gone. And like, man, where's where's the mess? Where's the carnage? It was squirrels and ravens. The game cams don't lie.
No, they're freaking menaces, man.
I was like, God damn it,
the
man.
birds.
They eat a lot of donuts, though.
Oh, man.
Somebody, that bird probably tried to take off and was like,
like one of the fat puffins,
hopped away.
Just skipping across the water.
Man, we're targeting one particular bear this spring here.
You got a name for him?
I don't actually have a name for him, although we should have one.
Yogi.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's pretty original.
Yeah. call him Kevin.
Kevin.
But so
It's Ken's cousin.
well, he's an asshole too. So I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But no, there's a cabin a couple miles from where our bait station is,
Up in Upper Huffman area there.
and this last fall the bear busted in the front door while the guy was sitting on his couch, and
shit.
he filled his face full of birdshot. And bear ran out, but that wasn't the first time he's broken into that cabin. And a couple other.
He's a menace bear.
He's a menace bear. So we're
Yeah.
really hoping to get him this spring. He is target A, B, and C.
Yeah, those bears have to go. You know, my uncle and Daniel. I know you're going to want to keep going on these these events.
No, it's done. That was it.
That was it. Okay.
No, that was it.
My uncle's got property out in Petersville, and he inherited it from his old school, OG generational uncle. And then there's the locals in the area that homesteaded those properties, and their rule was bear comes one time, he gets a pass. He comes back the second time, he's dead. She's dead, he's dead, whatever. Because if they come back the second time, they're always going to come back a third and fourth time. There is no like shoe bear once, shoe bear twice. It comes back a third, and typically the third and fourth time, they're that much ballsier, ready to come into the house or the cabin, get in the trash, bust down the door to the shed, whatever it is,
and stuff can get wild.
Yeah, and I was always like, man, what do you guys got backhoes around here for? Like, first off, once the backhoe got in there, it doesn't go back out. And they're like, oh, those are for the bears. I'm like, what? Yeah. Menace bear comes in, you dispatch menace bear, and you bury menace bear. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
okay. So, not naming names, but just saying that's how homesteaders handle business. And that's just the real. So,
a couple years back, had a black bear that kept visiting, and one of the neighbors pretty much said the same thing. Just drop the bear, and we'll take care of it. Didn't. Bear never came back. Lucky for the bear. But yeah, I was the first that someone had just flat said that to me. I was a little
That's
surprised.
the homestead sealing process.
My first experience with that was a little crazier. I went to work for a lodge over in.
Oh, we have to touch on that.
The lodge.
Yeah. Yes.
Which the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, well, this was like over Homer way.
Oh, okay.
My first day there, they said they had a nuisance bear, and the wife said she had gave a warning shot, and it took off, and so I didn't think anything of it. I was the only one there with any kind of hunting experience,
Okay.
And so I didn't think anything of it. She said she gave it a warning shot. It ran off. 3-4 days later, I was my job was facilities guy.
Yeah.
The lodge chef comes up to me and he's like, "Hey man, I'm smelling something really bad from underneath the lodge kitchen area." He's like, "I think there might be a plumbing break or something."
Ooh.
I'm like, "Oh, fantastic!"
You're like, "I'm HVAC.
Great way to start the day."
I'm HVAC, bro. I'm not a plumber.
Put the bibs on and put the rain gear on and start crawling under there. Dead black bear.
Oh.
She had actually shot the bear. Not shot a warning shot into the ground.
And it went in there to die.
Or something. She shot the bear, and that's where he chose to go, where he felt comfortable to go die.
So was she lying that she was shot, made a warning shot?
I don't know.
She's like, I just buzzed him.
Maybe
well,
I
if
just
it's at night
maybe
too,
I just
who knows?
inferred, warning shot meant not actually shooting to kill the bear. But she did have a bear tag. So maybe the verbiage that she used when she described it to me gave me the impression that she wasn't shooting at it.
Yeah.
But ended up, she shot it.
As a warning shot, I might have skinned it.
Yeah.
That was one warning.
I got my headlamp on and I'm
one and done.
Yeah, crawling under there with my headlamp on, looking for this plumbing break, and just see something.
Oh, you're probably hell yeah!
It's a freaking.
Did you have to drag it out of there?
Oh yeah,
that's better than fixing the plumbing.
Hair was coming all off of it.
And rotten and shit.
Rotten.
Was it small at least?
I mean, it was. I don't know. I'd
mature.
Say it was, a 5-foot bear.
Yeah, still heavy, dead weight.
Oh yeah, it took 3 of us to drag him out of there, but. Yeah, crazy. It's that's where he chose to go, where he felt comfortable, right underneath the staff building. He'd been under there before.
Oh, yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Adrian's been posting all those bears up at his house.
Yeah, you get some like daily.
He's back in there in Eagle River by the nature center.
Nature preserve.
Dude, they're on top of his car. They're all over his place. Like,
that's a really
makes
cool.
you think. I mean, that's awesome. But if you have like little kid or something,
Yeah.
Well, it's just you can't be too comfortable just going out to get the mail or take out the trash or you gotta kind of like watch your six. You know what I mean? Not just walk out there staring at your phone or whatever and pay attention.
Reminds me of when I lived in Girdwood a few years back, and I woke up to get ready to go to work, and climbed down the stairs and went to let the dog out, still in my boxers and just barely waking up, and I just opened the door, and then I see this brown streak across the yard, and then I see my dog cross the yard, and then it hit me. That was a little color phase black bear, and my shepherd was chasing the bear. So here I am now taking off after my dog in my boxers down the street, 6 a.m, chasing my dog, chasing a bear.
Yelling.
Great time.
Very Alaskan scenario right there, I feel like.
Yeah, so it was great. It was good. And then from that point on, I definitely was a little more cautious before I let the dog out.
Yeah, you learn fast, don't you?
That's funny. Speaking on dogs, do you have a Weimaraner?
No.
That wasn't you?
No, I don't have any dogs.
No
I
dog.
wish I had a dog.
Yeah.
Do you have time for a dog?
Gone too much. No,
Yeah.
that's why I don't have one. I mean, when I first got up here, the first 6 years, I was hunt, spring, fall, lodge during the summer. So I was gone for 9 months out of the, working somewhere remote for 9 months out of the year.
Yeah.
So it's like,
you don't got time for that.
No.
Don't got time for a dog. Don't got time for a girlfriend.
I got 2 cats.
Oh, those are easy.
Totally self-sufficient. I really don't
Yeah.
feel like they give a shit when I'm gone.
Nah,
when
I don't
come
think
home.
they're-
like as long as somebody feeds them
Sure.
and like gives them some of their crack, some of that catnip. Like they don't give a crap who it is.
Oh, they're
Like,
fiends, huh?
Yeah, they're fiends for sure.
I never had a cat.
They're hooked.
You had a cat?
Yeah. Yeah, I
just
grew
had
up
a
with
cat?
one. Yeah, I had like an 18-pound cat named Tigger.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, my brother had a 22-pound cat named Tigger. Like they called him like a squassum. He had like the head the size of a squirrel and the body of a possum. He looked like a triangle, from above. He was just so fat.
He was big naturally, but he got fat as he got older.
Right.
But he was like 18 pounds when he was healthy, and he was like 23
Just a big
pounds
cat.
when he was like fat and old.
Just big boned.
Yeah, he's a big cat. And he had a big noggin on him. He had a big head. And, man, he was just a savage. He'd disappear for 2 or 3 days, come back, BB stuck in him, fucking wounds and, gangrene infections and shit on his head.
Attacking kids on the playground.
Oh, he was great with it. Yeah, it was just the cat fighting.
Oh, yeah.
It's like his perimeter, his space, his area just grew where he was just going out. And in the middle of the night, man, I had a sunken basement in the house I grew up in. Is that what you call that?
Yeah, it's like a
Two-level
split
house.
level.
Yeah, so the window's like right on the ground. Mm-hmm. And I would sleep with the window cracked open during the hot summer weeks or whatever. And every once in a while you hear that cat out there just howling.
Winding up.
They sound awful.
Oh, yeah.
They sound horrendous when they're fighting.
2 tomcats getting after it.
Oh,
It
man,
sounds pretty
dude.
wild.
And yeah, he'd come in with blood, running down his head. And I was like, God, what's your problem, dude? Chill out. Bring you a bird. Plop it on your, plop it on the floor in your bedroom.
Yeah,
like, here you
You're
go, Dad.
welcome.
Got this
Just
for
wanted
you,
to
bud.
remind you what I'm all
There's
about.
like a crazy fact on how many birds, like cats, domestic cats, kill.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a controversial thing, but
Actually,
cats
can you
are-
look it up real quick? I'm curious.
The
on what that-
factoid?
They're honestly
Did you know? Here we go.
Yeah,
one
what
of
are
the
we
most
looking up? Like how
damaging
many,
species. I mean, out there.
cat?
I mean, yeah,
They're
cats.
lethal.
Domestic
They're
cat.
Sneaky.
Domestic birds killed by domestic cats or something. Like
there
that.
we go.
Long as they
Okay.
got their claws, they are.
I mean, cats are honestly, arguably the most efficient,
Oh, shit.
killing machines on the planet. I mean, just in general.
Free-ranging felines kill between 1.4 to 3.7 billion.
Annually.
And
And 6.9 to 20.7 billion mammals.
Mammals.
Like the squirrels and little varmint and mice and.
hey, man, they got the inner jaguar going on in there,
They-
man.
Then there's the one below. How many birds do cats kill? How to save birds from them.
You remove the feral cats
from.
Oh, that's
God,
crazy,
dude.
Oh, I can tell you right now, if either one of mine ever got the opportunity, they're killers.
They don't know how
for sure.
They just click. They're like, oh, bird.
Well, I mean,
you're going down.
The freaking orange one, he attacks me. Like he attacks me.
Oh, he's
bites me.
aggressive.
Oh yeah, he loves to fight.
If you go like this, they're just on you.
He's a little. I don't
slap.
have to do anything. All I gotta do is sit there and
Just
he'll come up
hit that predator call, and they're just like,
he'll come up and act like he's wanting attention, and then wham, you know. Oh, yeah,
they're terrible when they bite you too, because they fucking infect your.
Get those back claws.
The cat?
Going, you know.
Yeah,
Man,
like
I
their
don't
mouths.
like
Their
to fuck with
mouths
a cat,
are gross.
man. I'll just kick the fuck out of a cat, dude. Get away.
On a brighter note, what's up with Maven, dude?
Oh man, I'm gonna train her to kill
the
cats.
Buitrago family. Yeah, that's right. Your sweet puppy ain't gonna kill nothing, man.
I don't know, man.
What
She
kind
got
of
a little
dog is
vicious.
it?
Vizsla.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, let me pull her up, man. You got her on
Vizslas are pretty
Instagram, right?
Did I put a picture up?
Oh, yeah, with a smolder, bro.
Oh, hey, man. I think that was just in the story.
Oh, that was a story.
No, that's
okay, all right.
Yeah, I could send you one though if you really want to see my baby girl.
Yeah, how's she doing though? You guys got her acclimated to the house and stuff?
Oh man, she's doing great. She's doing great. We got her 8 weeks. She's super tiny, but she's like only had like one accident. She's sleeping through the whole night now.
So still young, still like
really
like
young.
6 weeks or something.
Yeah, just sharp, man. Her teeth, her claws, she's just
the puppy breath.
oh, the best puppy breath.
Love
man.
puppy breath, man.
Oh,
They're a high energy breed, aren't they?
oh yeah, big time.
Need to run,
big time.
need to work.
Yeah, big time. So that's what we need because we're going on the river and she's gonna be camping out there.
Train her up on shed hunting. Turn her into a shed hunting dog.
That's what she chews on all day.
Sheds?
I got the caribous in the back, dude.
Well, listen, if she's already doing it, I bet she'd be a good shed hunting dog.
So they
Yeah,
like the
that's a
ability
good
to
idea.
sniff them out.
Oh yeah, yeah. You just train them to the scent and take
Oh,
them out
okay.
with you, and yeah,
And
there's lots of guys that have shed dogs.
hit the field and
Well, there's big money in sheds. Like I mean, especially more
That-
so.
yeah,
it
that's
seems
what we
like
found
more
out.
So in the Midwest, like the elk. You know, like there's a ton of people that go out with shed
There she
dogs
is right
hunting
there.
just because they
I don't
make
know
money.
the numbers from this year, but there's the hide and horn auction that the Alaska trappers put on there at Ferrandi, and I mean every year that brings in a lot of money. Well, and you see at all these craft fairs and stuff, they're using
moose
man.
antlers,
paddles.
moose paddles. Like there's definitely folks that'll buy them and spend a lot of money. So
Oh yeah, lots
You
of
got a
guys
shed
are
dog.
making custom knives, using them for knife handles.
how
I mean,
about
there's all kinds of
marijuana
stuff.
pipes? You ever seen anybody build one out of that?
Out of a horn?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have.
Yeah, well,
Seen
my-
it out of
my
like
friends do.
walrus tusk.
Oh, what?
What about the Usyk? You seen that one?
The Usyk, the swivel stick. That's what I stir my drinks with. You know.
What do they make? A little.
Yep. It's just like that. Exactly.
Makes that sound. When was this photo taken? She's cute, dude.
Oh, like 2 days ago.
Look how big her little paws are.
Yeah,
Compared to
man.
her
She's
legs.
smart, man. She's real smart.
The boys got to just be loving it.
They are, but it gets annoying too.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
like biting on stuff and
Yeah, she's just full send and then like dead.
Mayhem.
Yeah, yeah,
That's right.
exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
sometimes
Talking about 1-year-old.
that full send is at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
You're
it's
in
like,
like
yeah.
you're in like the terrible twos phase.
exactly. And I'm trying to explain to my
totally.
kids, are like, you weren't any better. You know what I mean? This is what you did. I cleaned your butt for weeks. Watch this dog. Take her outside. But she loves outside. She's great. I'm excited.
well, you guys got her at the perfect time when the snow melted,
Yeah, I think
right?
so too.
And now you don't have the
Have her in house all. You know.
Yeah.
stuff in
yeah,
house all
yeah.
day.
Or you got her like right when the snow melted and it kind of got dry, so now your yard and stuff's not muddy.
And it's easier to take her outside because we don't have a door to the backyard, so we have to like take her out the front and walk her to the back.
Yeah,
You know what
like
I'm
a
saying?
fenced in
Oh
yard
yeah,
for her to-
and you don't have a
In
fence.
the back, but the gate broke because a moose broke the
nice.
fucking gate, so I need a new one. So we just got it like jimmy rigged up with the archery block and the plywood.
I call that a blockade.
Yeah, the blockade. So Noah's over there shooting archery and the dog's running around.
nice.
Like, watch out for Maven.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are loving that new family member though, huh?
Yeah, man, we're excited.
Sweet.
I need to introduce her to the water. I need to get her swimming quick because she's going to be on the raft come June.
Are they naturally swimmers? Those ones?
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Are those upland bird or are they waterfowl dogs?
They're upland birds.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they got like maybe the webbed, kind of the webbing in
They
their
do.
paws.
They do too. They're water. When we went to go get the dogs, they had he had a bunch of grown dogs, and dude, those dogs are like just, you can't keep them out of the water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good because she's going to be around a lot of water.
Yeah. Yeah. Soon too, right?
Very
Are
soon.
you guys, I was thinking about like summer prep stuff. Memorial Weekend's right around the corner. Are you doing Anchor? Is that what you decided you're going to do?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We're going to go to Anchor River and
weather permitting?
Yeah. I mean, unless it's like insane, 100%.
Monsoon type shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go down there and take the toys, go rally around and fly
Just sucks
kites
you
and let
can't
the dog go.
fish for kings.
I know.
I mean, whatever. That's not a big deal. You can go throw lines for trout and
Yeah.
on the river and run the four-wheelers and stuff.
But we missed last year, so I think we're going to go
Yeah.
back. We got a
Maybe
big group
2
that
years
goes to
ago.
Anchor River and goes camps, and I mean, like 10
You guys ever
families.
been down there and camped on the beach?
Not camped there, but I've been.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
down there, but never camped down there before.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
It
you
can
go
be
on the
fun.
beach, you go down to the bottom, and you just go to the right and just go down. It's free camping, and it's just amazing, and you could ride your ATVs, and it's just fun for the kids.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's just like awesome or shitty. It's just one of
The
the
weather-wise?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, when it's
But we've
beautiful,
learned you
it's
bring the
great,
kites
but-
because it's always windy, and then you can bring
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
kites
yeah,
and stuff
okay.
like that, and frisbees
Make
and cool
the best
stuff for
of
the
it.
stuff to fly around and stuff.
It was cool when you could like go down there. I mean, the good old days, and that's such a fucking hate saying that, but you go down there, you got beers, you got your family, fires, kings,
Yeah.
steelhead, four-wheelers,
Right.
halibut fishing, clam digging. It was like
All of it.
this amazing thing, and then now it's, you
Yeah.
know what?
Well, my kids
Make
don't
the
know
best
that.
of
Like
it.
we grew up that way.
Yeah,
Like that was
they don't
we'd
know
always
any
go to
better.
Nilchik growing up.
Right.
All the time. We were big into clam digging, and I mean that's like where I learned to ride 4-wheelers and stuff out there. And
I just saw. Did you guys see that post of that guy stuck at Clam Gulch the other day?
I did. He was buried good.
Oh, yeah.
I hope they got him out.
Big old F-150. Yeah, they got him. They got him out.
yeah,
of there, but-
oh,
Get it-
dude,
get
that's
out of there
every
before
time.
the
Dude.
tide
Every
comes up.
every
That's-
time. Memorial Weekend, guaranteed.
Was that a story?
Guaranteed
Well,
someone's
it's like-
gonna get stuck.
It was on. I saw it on Reddit.
It's on
the
the Alaska
page,
surf
but-
fishing, I think,
Yeah.
is on
Oh,
its
I'm
sure
Facebook
it
group
was
is
on
also on
Facebook.
Reddit.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's like I feel like when the tide's going out, it's like as soon as it starts sucking out, it's like freaking concrete. You can drive wherever you want. But as soon as it starts coming back in, it turns into freaking quicksand, like real quick.
Yep.
I mean, because he was really high up. You know, tide was still starting to come in, but he was really high up on the beach and still got buried.
But he was also driving a massively heavy truck with narrow
Yeah.
tires that probably shouldn't have been out on
Yeah.
that sand
And a
anyway.
Texas license plate.
And a Texas license plate.
Oh, first Alaska lesson.
He's like, yeah, man, I just went down this dirt road like I always do, and
This beach.
got to the end. There's a beach here. Yeah, that can get you. That Clam Gulch Road going down to the beach, it's gnarly regardless.
Oh, yeah.
But don't ever, ever try it in the wintertime.
I feel like there's a story behind this.
Yep. You put
Go ahead, tell
yourself
us.
and the family and the Yukon right in the ditch and this $1,000 tow bill with 2 tow trucks to pull you out of there. That's where I'm going to leave it.
All right.
Yep.
Well, you know what I am looking
State
forward
Farm
to
took care of me.
this summer. You know, my youngin', he turns 1 June 8th. And,
Right on.
yeah. So
He's such a cool little dude.
he's got a personality.
Yeah, he does. He's the cutest little Cabbage Patch baby too,
But
or Gerber
Man,
baby.
I'm-
Yeah.
looking forward to getting him out. I got his little backpack ready and everything. So we're gonna try to get out, get him camping, and
Yeah.
you know I'm
Start him
really
early.
really looking forward to getting him out and doing some of that. He was conscious for dip netting last year, but I think this year's going to be a lot of fun. That I can put him in a backpack and actually have him out there while we're
Yeah.
dragging in some sand.
Well, and he'll last a lot longer, between naps and stuff like that. It just gets better.
naps.
and
What are
better.
those? He's all gas, no brakes, all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
That kid knows no chill.
That's good. That's good. That's
That
good.
is good, man.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Do it.
Barney Sports Chalet, supplying hunters with the best hand-selected gear since 1963. Barney's specializes in supplying hunters with the absolute best Alaskan-proven gear on the market for some of nature's most rugged and demanding terrain. Whether you're headed to the remote volcanic islands of the Alaska Peninsula in search of a brown bear, or the shale-infested glacial valleys of the Brooks Range for Dall sheep, it is critical you choose the right gear for your dream hunt. Don't miss Barney's exclusive brand, Frontier Gear of Alaska, tested from the high mountains of Tajikistan to the extreme conditions of Alaska. These products were designed for high performance and durability. Frontier Gear was derived from decades of experience hunting big game in Alaska. Paired with other top brands, it provides you the absolute best gear selection anywhere in the world. Stop in at Barney's Sports Chalet in Anchorage on Northern Lights or check out their custom website and reference tool at barneysports.com.
The Alaska chapter of Backcountry Hunters and Anglers. BHA is the voice of our Alaska public lands, waters, and wildlife. From national level policy work to engagement with boots on the ground projects from Kotzebue to Ketchikan, BHA performs public land cleanups, hunting and fishing clinics, and community education to help take your game to the next level. BHA's community-minded goal is to uphold our hunting and fishing legacy while keeping wildlands wild and fostering the next generation of sportsmen and women for years to come. Make sure to follow BHA Alaska for upcoming events, local brewery pint nights, and more. Stand up for Alaska public lands and waters by supporting the Alaska chapter of Backcountry Hunters and Anglers. Join us today at backcountryhunters.org.
The Treehouse AK, your one-stop dispensary located at 341 Boniface Parkway. Be sure to ask the bud tender about their deal of the day, because honestly, there's always something good on deck. And guys, listen, this is where the culture lives. At the Treehouse, their dedication to servicing consumers has been developed through a lifetime of involvement in the cannabis culture. They're committed to providing the highest quality products at whatever value your budget affords, while always maintaining the deep-rooted principles that have carried them this far. Their focus is on relationships over transactions, and you can always depend on them to treat you with the respect you deserve. Hit them up at thetreehouseak.com, and remember, you must be 21 years of age to enter their store.
We went up. We put in at the Fishhook Trailhead, and then kind of went up and over Hatcher, and then over Dog Sled Pass, and then back into, Snowbird Glacier area. And there's still good snow out there. It's getting sloppy, and there's some rocks poking up, but you can still find some decent riding if you get back onto the glaciers. It's going to get a lot tougher now to get back there. I think they're probably gonna close that upper trailhead.
Well, yeah, because you're probably running the mud now.
Well, yeah, they closed Gold Mint on the 11th, and I'm guessing they're going to close the Fishhook one real soon. Yeah. I think now about the only place you can ride is going to be Thompson Pass for a while, and maybe up north around Cantwell.
I think they extended Turnagain
until the 15th. It's
done. It's done now.
As far as I know, I don't think they extended it again.
No.
But I was real sad yesterday. I finally got my sled prepped for the summer and put it away.
Man, there's some good deals on snow machines right now.
Yeah, well.
I mean, dudes are blowing out snow machines right now. I'm like, God damn, this would be a good time to buy a sled.
No, I
don't need it. Right? I mean,
I don't need it, but if it's a good deal,
to buy it right now and just sit on it. But I know it'd be worth it next year, man.
Folks, go ahead and be ready to make fun of me. But I got a 2012 Yamaha, the Nitro. Everyone dig dogs on the Yamis, but man, I love that thing. But I just got
You're proud of it?
I've done a lot of work to it, and just got a new turbo setup from this dude down in Saskatchewan. Showed up today, so my summer project's going to be.
I think that says it all right there.
Pumping out about another 100 horsepower.
There it is.
Right there, man.
That's a good picture, man.
Yeah, it is.
That's nice, man. Let's zoom in on his face.
You look like you're from Saskatchewan.
You got his ear flaps going, dude. Look at that, dude. Got his first light jacket, man. That's what's happening.
It was a little chilly. We were out pike fishing there, and
I was gonna say it looked like you were on the lake.
Yeah, we were. We'd had a couple of expeditions, and the only way I was gonna get out there was on my mountain sled, so wound up having to ride that out.
Was this the Arms of Forces Initiative pike fishing trip?
Yeah. So the Northern Pike Club, Gavin Gaffney and those guys, they put it together for the BHA Armed Forces Initiative.
Yeah.
So it took six guys from the base there at J Bear, took them out pike fishing. I think of that group, 3 had never been ice fishing, 2 had never been on a snow machine. So,
What a great day for
it was
them.
it was a cool trip. We got 20-something fish.
Pike are a fun
Oh,
fish
nice.
to catch too.
Oh, they are. Yeah, especially if a guy's like never been on the snow machine, never ice fished. What a perfect opportunity.
Yeah. Well,
I remember we gave you guys a bunch of hoodies. Did the guys end up getting them, and did they
yeah,
fit?
they did.
Did it all work out?
yeah, it worked out.
Sweet,
They liked
man.
them. Yeah, it was.
James is just wearing a different color hoodie every day.
Well, I was wearing my I want to stay warm gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was chilly, but yeah, I mean it was a cool time, and you get guys, like Gavin and Jesse from the Pike Club there. That I mean they're just masters of their crafts and know
The Pike Club.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, Northern Pike Fishing in Alaska. It's a Facebook group. There's 7,000 some odd members now, but
Oh, wow.
yeah, there's a lot of really really good guys there. You ever want to get into pike fishing, either through the ice or in the summer and whatnot like that. I mean that is the place to go. You want to catch pike in Alaska?
I do.
Yeah,
I do want to
that's
catch
it.
Alaska.
You know what I would do? I think the only thing I haven't done yet is sturgeon. It's like I don't know what about the pike fishing made me think about the sturgeon fishing, but God, I want to catch one of those. No, we don't have it
I was
here.
gonna say.
I don't know what
I want
it
to get
was
one of those
about
white
the pike
fish
that
too
made me
out of
think
the
about sturgeon.
or the
Oh,
she fish.
Yeah, up north.
Yeah, the Kotzebue out there.
Again, go ahead and you judge me for riding the Yamaha. Judge me again, but I really want to go to the Midwest and catch some walleye.
Yeah.
I love walleye.
I never had walleye.
I hear it's good eating.
It's great eating. My great aunt and uncle had a cabin on the Boundary Waters there in northern Minnesota, and
Oh, that's the spot, man.
spent every summer of my childhood up there catching walleye. That's what I did.
Tell you though, the guys that walleye fish, they walleye fish though. Like it's serious business.
Oh, it is.
Well, did
It's
you
a
see
lifestyle.
that? I want to
It's a
say
culture.
I want to say
It's
that
like
whole.
all that.
Oh, was it the weighted walleye?
Yeah,
The weighted.
I think that was a
Guy
walleye
was
fishing
shoving
tournament.
cannonballs down in the freaking
Yeah,
fish's
did you guys
gullet.
see that at all?
Oh, yeah.
I think that was a walleye tournament.
Had the state
that
state
poor
record.
dude, man.
Well, it was like a $250,000 prize or something like
shit.
unbelievable.
Oh, you didn't watch the
And-
video?
Yeah. Oh, it was wild.
Oh, it's crazy.
And so these guys they came in first place just with fish that did not look right, and so the guy who was weighing the fish, he cuts one open and he looks and he goes, "There's weights in the fish. There's weights in the fucking fish."
Everybody
And then
went
everybody
nuts.
just lost their mind. And as far as I know, the two guys who did that, they've now been charged and convicted of like a number of crimes. Because
Dude, they
they're,
almost got like
defrauding-
lynched right there. The people
yeah.
around it, the videos,
They had to
and then they
get
cut
out of
another
there.
one. Like, check another one. They're like, it's full. The other one's full. And people are like, yeah, fuck you. People are just going
it was-
crazy.
it was
dude.
crazy.
The dude is just
Oh, it was
like,
nuts.
Like they're
yeah.
almost like, get the nooses out of here.
That's crazy.
It was the guy, the tournament director who weighed the
want
fish
blood.
was kind of the one that saved them there because he managed to get them out. And
Yeah,
told
he
everyone,
said,
like,
"Get these guys out of here."
yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like they were ready, like off with their heads. That was wild.
pull it up, man. We got to watch that video, man.
I
Pull
will,
it up,
man.
man.
What
Go
do
to
we even call
YouTube.
it?
Go to
Just weighted
YouTube,
fish.
yeah.
Tournament fish. There's
Speaking
weights in the
of-
fish.
YouTube tournament fish.
I sent you
Tournament
guys-
or weighted. Let's see, YouTube.
Walleye? I mean, should I do
No,
this?
don't do
Just-
walleye.
just
Just
weights
say
in the
cheater.
fish,
Cheater. Fishing cheater.
YouTube.
Fishing
Weights in fish is what I would put.
weights and fish.
Weights in fish
don't-
competition or something like that. That's definitely going to bring it.
Do you
Man,
know how
the
to spell
internet.
weights, Brandon?
Oh, did I misspell it?
I don't know. It's kind of frozen there. Oh, there it goes. See
Yeah,
the moment
no,
you
my-
were
my,
caught.
Look, first
The
one.
Wi-Fi is just killing me tonight.
Is it the first one?
Oh, well,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
that
right
first
here.
one.
It's the first one.
The Cleveland scandal or this one right here?
That top one, I
The
think.
first one.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, we gotta watch this. All right, we'll wait till the commercial's done and then we'll throw it up.
Oh man, there's that
Don't get it.
mag view.
Don't get
You
it.
don't like that? You don't like the mag view?
You love the mag
really?
view.
I
He
like
loves
it.
the mag view.
Yeah.
No?
I like it.
What do you like better?
I like the phone scope.
Really?
I
Really?
just leave the piece on the, I leave the adapter on the eyepiece and it's just
Yeah.
click
Just
and
there.
turn. It's there every time. Like
Yeah.
my second hunter had the mag view and he was like,
Oh, fucking with it.
yeah, constantly having
Yeah.
to like adjust it to get it over the right camera.
I can tell you why
lens.
that didn't work out. You want to listen
Did
to
he
this
just
real
not
quick?
have it placed in the right
correct.
position?
Yep.
Yeah.
It does.
We'll wait till it
That's
gets to the actual spot of where
Okay.
the guys. We don't want to hear fucking whatever this lady's name is.
Yeah, so what you got to do is you got to put the magnet on your phone in the right
In
spot.
the right spot.
That's the key. Yeah. All right, you want to let it rip?
They got to show the actual video. There's actual video of like when it's going on.
Like cell phone.
Well, no, these
guys video.
Oh, I think this is it.
Here it is.
Yeah.
It's on mute or something.
Ah, damn this thing. Hold on a second.
Oh, you didn't change it from the beginning when you had to restart your computer. Just pause it.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, man. The internet tonight is really fucking killing me. Creating some shenanigans here.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Let's go back to. Okay. Oh shit. Hold on, back it up just a little bit. Oh, a little bit more. We got weight. A little more.
Yeah, right there.
Here we go.
Play it.
We got weights and fit. There we go.
They're losing it.
Where's the other one?
Tensions ran very high.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that was just a
before
small portion
CNN must have bought that and bleeped everything out. There's a version out there where you can just hear them.
Oh,
So they're losing their
They're
minds,
just getting after it.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
And
they got caught up.
You can't do that.
What, you said they
shit,
got
bro.
charged?
Yeah, they did. I mean, well, they had won thousands of dollars in these tournaments.
Oh, they had done it
And-
before.
Yeah,
They were
and-
accused of doing it.
Well, they were accused of it before, but this particular tournament, I mean, we had a very large cash prize, and so I mean that becomes like fraud.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they did get
Oh
charged.
yeah.
And then there's another side
Right.
story of one of the two guys. I honestly don't remember the details, but I think his name was Chase something or another. If you were to look him up, I mean, just some goofy stuff. Like he's an interesting character. And,
People are
and
desperate, man.
Yeah.
Well, they got away with it, so they got bold. Who knows how many times they did it?
Oh, no
Right.
shit,
You know?
man.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be like a little bit more
A little
careful
bit
with
more
that.
discreet.
Like, yeah, you got to. Well, come on, just
you know,
hanging guts. Like,
what-
what the hell's wrong with
Well,
these
what
fucking
got
fish?
him here, I think, was
They were already big fish too.
well. But the thing
Okay.
was, like they were decent sized fish, but they were visibly smaller than the fish that was. Where the couple of fish that were winning.
okay.
And you can tell the difference between a 22-inch walleye and how much that weighs versus like a 26-inch walleye. And if you got a 22-incher that weighs more than the 26, you know something's up. And that's
Yeah.
kind of what happened with the tournament.
red flag,
Yeah.
motherfuckers. We got weights. We got weights.
Man.
Did you see the one guy look like he's ready to swing?
Look
Well,
like
that was
Stone Cold
I
Steve
think that was
Austin.
Yeah,
the
straight
tournament
up.
director, and I heard an interview with him, and he said it was everything in his power to just not deck those guys. So I mean, can't hardly blame him.
Oh, man. Yeah. You'd be so mad. You've been in this tournament getting second place all these years.
All these years, you're just doing it honestly. Well, I was kind of wondering. We're talking about this fishing tournament. Did the same family or boat win the Winter King Derby that won it?
I don't know.
last
That's
year?
a good question. Maybe we need to cut the fish up on those.
Yeah, I didn't see who won it this year.
Yeah, so like 2 years in a row, the same boat won the tournament, and I just kind of was like, "What the fuck, man? How does that happen?" Now they're
He,
local boys and they know how to fish.
Right.
Well, he probably when they caught the first one, they probably put an X on the side of the boat so they wouldn't forget where it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember homie had
mean-
blue hands?
Oh shit. Okay.
The blue magic.
Oh, he was using that blue herring silk, that blue fire brine. That's
Yeah.
what I like for kings too. is
His
that
hands
blue.
are all
That
blue.
blue fire brine is money
Yeah.
for the king.
Put
didn't
something
even
else in there.
I
don't
did.
know
I
what
Even
it
put
was.
rubber gloves on. Just wanted everybody
Yeah.
to see it.
Oh, you
I've
know
never
it.
found anything that like king smack, like, real bait, herring bait, like no spoon or anything else you can put out there. I feel like that's going to make a king hit like a brined herring.
Yeah.
Oh, scent.
Yeah.
That's the ticket.
Yeah.
We didn't eat shit and we tried all the colors. Where you
We
went.
didn't try. What we didn't try was Dustin Slinker,
Yes, we did.
the bait shack. Well, we didn't on our boat. Did you guys actually
Yeah.
put some of that stink bait
Oh,
on?
yeah. All the colors.
I didn't. We didn't. Well, we didn't. We weren't on the same boat. You guys were on the Deep Insider. We were on the Home Wrecker. So
Was it the home wrecker then?
yeah.
Oh, it was the home wrecker.
Yeah, you're
then.
one
Did he
with the
change his
home
name
wrecker.
to
No,
the
he
boat?
kept it. He kept
Oh, he
it.
kept it?
Yeah, it's a badass name. Yeah,
That is a good name. There's some
Yeah.
good boat names out there.
Oh yeah.
it's funny. The guy that he bought the boat from, So
butt stuff is my favorite.
Divorced.
My buddy bought the boat, and he kept the name, and then Ryan bought a new boat, and then he called it what do you call it, side piece? And his wife named the boat. See, that's the thing, right? She named the first boat Homewrecker and the second boat Side Piece. I'm like, what are you thinking here?
Okay, good for her. Did you guys hear about the long trail? Did we talk about this already?
Oh, the Alaskan Long Trail going Seward to Fairbanks.
I've seen some posts about it.
Yeah, man, the thing's.
We talked about that maybe for a second.
So I've
put in Alaska Long Trail.
Yeah.
So I've spent some time talking with those folks.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's by Alaska Trails and Alaska-trails.org if you're listening and want to look it up. But the proposal is basically a trail that goes all the way from Seward to Fairbanks, mixed use, correct, in certain areas.
Yeah, different areas. So a lot of the, and I'm going off memory, I haven't actually turned around to look at the screen here, but the trail from Seward up into Anchorage, it kind of follows the historic Iditarod Trail, things that have already been laid, and that's already relatively established.
Yeah.
Right now, the question is from Anchorage north. And, the conversations I've had with them, I mean, they're solid folks. They're in it for a good reason, and I think the project has legs. I think it's really awesome. One thing they are working on is a proposal to build access back to that Ram Valley area right here in Anchorage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is something that I'm super excited about. I've spent quite a bit of time digging into property maps and trying to figure out how to get back there. So, if you see or hear anything about that, man, support these guys, because that's some of the coolest hiking, hunting, mountain climbing kind of areas.
Oh yeah,
anywhere local. But past that, the conversation right now is trying to figure out how to get from the valley Palmer-Wasilla area up to Cantwell. It's a bit of a challenge because you've got your kind of established routes around, say, like the Bomber Traverse and some of those areas, but one of the goals of the project is to have accessible trails for all user groups. So not everyone who comes up is going to be able to go and
do the Bomber Traverse.
Yeah. There's some gnarly stuff. I spent I spent a lot of time back there. I love hiking back there. I love climbing around back in there. And when I first saw the proposal, I was horrified. I was scared because I'm like, this is the Rampage Trail all over again. You thought the Magic Bus was bad. Wait till the Long Trail goes through. And then I talked to them, and something that they're working really, really hard on is trying to figure out how to go from Hatcher, and safely up. And there will be side trails, there will be branches, there will be things that can go off, and you can still use.
Yeah.
But that main trail, that's what they're working on right now. So it's a really, really cool project, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
It's already been funded, and they're doing it.
Portions of it. I want to say the portion from Seward to Anchorage does have funding.
Yeah.
Right now, they're working on the funding for Ram Valley access, the trail from Anchorage to Palmer-Wasilla area, which is a whole discussion of its own because
it's the military land, right?
Well, it's not the military land; it's the multi-use side. So there's a whole contingency of people that they want it to be a trail that only hikers and bikers can use, but there's also, this is Alaska, there's a whole group of people that want snow machines and four-wheelers to be able to make that trip across the Kinnick Matanuska rivers there. So
be interesting to see how they balance it out.
Yeah.
So
man, that's tough. There's a lot of people on both sides of that.
So I think it's an exciting project. There's a lot that's going to be coming down the pipe. So I'll be looking forward to it.
I mean, I'm just thinking, like, I just ran up to Fairbanks on Monday, and like, how do you cross Hurricane Gulch? I mean, do you run the trail up the mountain and build a bridge in a narrow part? Or, I mean, I'm looking at the proposed map, or the concept, if you will, and
this
kind of runs the road, basically, right?
Yeah,
I think that's the idea for a lot of it, but they're open to changes. I mean, if you go down to the Talkeetna Mountains area there, it's very, like, if you were to look on the map, a proper topo map,
badass right there.
Yeah, except that would be awful for somebody who's not experienced backpacking and spending time back there. I've been through a good portion of that, at least halfway up, and it's some rough terrain.
Big
time.
Sense to just tie it in with the pass road.
Well, that's something that they've talked about, and the problem that they run into there is it gets a little swampy, or a lot
Talking about
swampy.
the Hatcher's Pass Road, like you tied into that.
Yeah, between the pass and
that's something another thing that I talked to one of them about was going over Dog Sled Pass and then down Purchase Creek, and following that valley, and then cutting north at the kind of the foothills. But again, it gets swampy down there. I think that's the.
I don't know. I guess I don't think you could get from Seward to Fairbanks without some swampy stuff somewhere.
That's true.
Without needing a pair of rubber boots or a pair of hip boots.
Or just getting wet feet.
Getting wet feet. I'd be pretty surprised to have a dry trail the whole way.
Go across the Alaska Range as soon as you get up that way. Anything past Healy, that's all swampland.
Well, and then so then you build a trail that isn't dry, but then you got freeze and thaw and frost heaves, and then the water table, and it's
lots of different issues.
Holy shit! Consider. And then and I'm sure this is on this projection.
Yeah, they got all the info
but the
on there.
maintenance of it and everything else. 412 billion.
Well, that's talking about for the entire U.S. outdoor recreation.
Oh,
economy.
okay, that's okay. Yeah, I mean, I've just got to read it out a little bit better, but.
Well, I think it's a great idea. I think they should.
Do you guys think it's going to happen?
And the more people that can use it,
it's happening.
Yes,
the better, man.
Well,
I mean,
Seward to the Valley is Seward to the Valley is happening.
Maybe our kids will be able to do it.
Right. Seward to Wasilla Palmer.
Yes, that's already. Well, they haven't got the funding, last I heard, for the final leg from Anchorage to the Matsu, but I think that's imminent. And and then there's also the portion in the Ram Valley, and then they're looking at a trail sort of skirting around the Government Peak area past Ski Talk and then up into Hatcher. So it's an accessible trail up that way too, instead of having to try to go up the Government to Hatch Peak, which can be a little nerve-wracking different times a year.
Yeah, sure.
But as far as I know, that portion is pretty well ready to roll. It's past that they're working on.
Do you make your wood signs?
Do I make wood signs?
Yeah.
I have made wood signs. Did you see the one on my Instagram?
Yeah.
That was pretty sick. Wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
I was
nice.
pretty pleased with myself. I thought
I'm into wood signs. I love wood signs.
I mean, I did have a little bit. I had a small bit of help with the artwork. Small bit. But I did most of that myself. Yeah. I thought it turned out pretty good.
Like a little side hustle thing or just some
No, that was one of the lodges I was working at, and I was, facilities
Yeah, pull that up
guy.
real quick.
They wanted something for the fish hanging, wanted me to build a fish hanging rack and wanted a sign for it, and that's the logo that was on all their clothing.
Is it a story or is it a
No, it's on his page.
Just a
the Instagram
picture.
for people listening is at Into the Wild AK.
Yeah, you're going to have to scroll down quite a bit to get to that. There you go, right there.
Right here?
The lodge at Well Pass.
Yeah, I thought that one turned out.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Wow, dude, that looks great. Is that a Chinook?
Yeah, it was a native, some native sketch of a salmon that they took for, their logo.
That looks badass, dude.
Yeah, I thought it turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
How long did it take you?
A day.
Did you?
A day to draw it all, router it all out, and then ink it.
Look at that workbench area, though.
Up and stuff.
That looks like a full-blown
don't
yard
even get me
sale.
started. Don't even get me started on that place, man.
Looks pretty crowded.
God.
After 3 seasons there, it looked a lot different at the end of it. Trust me.
You got to put some work in there.
Drive me.
The caribou call.
That kind of stuff drives me insane. Where things are just piled all up. Like that was literally. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
The
That's
Tropic
different,
Fantasy.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Tropic Fantasy.
That is different. That's good.
What do you taste in there?
That's a good question. Passion.
Yeah. Passion.
Desire.
Ooh, passionate.
Makes me want to dance. No, it's I think that's the Sauvignon Blanc. I think it's got some wine in there. Is that the one?
I don't know because
You're not a wino?
Dude, I'm an uncultured fuck. I have no idea.
I drink Coors Banquet beer. I mean,
the golden bullet.
My wife's been
golden
introducing
bullet.
me to wine lately, and I can tell the difference between red and white.
Yeah. I know it's funny when you go to dinner, you get a bottle of wine and you're like, well, Redfoot Merlot is tastes the same to me as this $90 bottle that
Oh,
you just
mean
bought.
barefoot?
Did I say, what did I say?
Redfoot.
Oh, barefoot.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Versus this,
Yeah, it's like a $7.99 bottle, and then you get the $90 bottle.
Get your sophistication up.
No. I have now started to acquire a palate for
There you go.
what better wine is.
Right.
I would say I do actually like white wine. I like cold wine. I like it. Yeah.
You gotta do it like that.
Is that what you gotta do?
You got
The full element, dude.
You know,
Come on,
Get
man.
it
pinky
scented.
out.
I mean, I like the reds with the meat though.
Oh,
You know,
love it.
we go
I
over to
love wine.
Kincaid Grill.
I do. I use a red wine blend when I do my caribou stew, and that turns out
Yeah,
really damn
that's
good.
good. That's good in that stuff.
That's
I like
great.
to put red wine in stews and stuff.
Man, we had you come to the meat party, and you had hyped up
My corn mousse.
yeah, dude.
Dude, my corn mousse is the shit.
Yeah, did you bring? You didn't bring
I
that.
didn't bring it. It
No.
was too short notice because I think
That right there, right? Is that the corn mousse?
no, that's my pastrami.
Oh, that's
Dude, that looks
pastrami.
awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oof,
That's
man.
good enough.
You didn't bring that to the meat party?
No, I mean I
Okay,
didn't.
listen. Next March,
Moose pastrami.
you have about
James,
11 months.
you got some time too, so bring your
We
A
need
game.
some of that.
All right.
I can
And the
do
other-
that, man. But
There's a lot of competition. There's gonna be a prize.
that's okay.
This
I'll win.
year.
Yeah, we're gonna crank it up.
I'm
this
better
year.
than they are. It's okay.
James is taking the winner on a hunt.
I'll have to
taking
acquire
winning.
some.
I'm putting weights in my fish, motherfuckers. I'm winning this thing.
Yeah, no, I live under.
Did that just hit?
I'm gonna start using
I
that.
did.
I'm gonna start using that now. Anytime I'm gonna start
Put some
need to
weights
put some
in
weights in
Weights
this
on this
fish.
motherfucker, dude. I'm gonna win this thing.
You just slice it in there. There's a bunch of like.
Why you put weights in here? I don't know. That's just how I win shit.
Somebody must have broke him off a bunch of times.
I just get a little accelerated lead poisoning in my pastrami.
Yeah, man, don't worry about that extra lady taste. That looks really good though.
No, it's delicious. I have a real fancy meat slicer for it now and everything. But
Nice.
I live under a rock, and I'm pretty sure you guys told me about it well in advance, and then I forgot, and you reminded me like 3 days before.
Well, it was funny when I was like, "Man, you got to come to the meat party," and I shared what I was gonna make, and you were like, "I'm gonna make this," and he sends me this novel text message with the recipe.
Oh shit!
How he makes the corned.
The corn mousse.
Was
It
the
might have
corn
been-
mousse?
I don't know. I make a lot
And
of
I
things.
was like, "Oh shit, dude!" I'm like, "It's a lot," and he was like, and we were just kind of starting to get to know each other, and he's like, "Oh, too much? Too soon?"
much?
He said, "No." He said, "Too soon." I was like, almost, but we're good because I was just like, "Oh, that's a lot, bro."
I like good food. I do.
You're a passionate guy.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes about food and other things.
I like to eat and
Yeah.
beer, right?
And beer. I do like beer.
Every time you hit me up, I'm like, beer? I'm
Beer?
like, God damn, man, I'd love to. Can or can't. We're in town for a beer. I'm like, fuck.
Well, I mean,
You got to
know,
come next year.
That's like the only reason we ever come to Anchorage is because there's some breweries that, we like.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise,
Is there one that you don't like?
Hold on a second. This is.
I don't want to. Let's turn off the mics.
Oh, there is one. Okay, I was more thinking like. I mean,
Well, for the record, Alaska, all we have is a cidery. We don't have a brewery yet, so
what do you mean?
we don't. It was a sponsor, man.
Oh,
We're trying to get a brewery up in here, so
Yep.
ABC.
We need one keg a month
This is the one. Okay.
in studio.
In studio.
Kegerator.
Kegerator.
You know, one
That
I'll
is what we
say.
need in here.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
That's
We need a
actually good.
kegerator, dude.
Yeah.
You know, Home Depot sells them.
What?
Yeah, Home Depot sells them.
Oh yeah, like the little mini college.
No, they sell full like 3-tap kegs
Oh.
or kegerators. It's
Jeez.
pretty cool.
We need to step our game up.
You got one in the shed?
Not yet. we were gonna get one.
I would have one of those, man.
That I haven't
I
yet.
love that.
But no, a brewery I've been really impressed with is Forbidden Peak down in Juneau.
Forbidden
does
Peak?
have some
Forbidden Peak
beers.
Brewery.
I haven't even heard of that.
Yeah, they're in Auk Bay, kind of just outside of town, and
Forbidden
so
That's
a
good
little
name.
bit past Mendenhall there, and
That's cool.
yeah, they're great people and some of the best beer in the state, I think.
Wow. It's a pretty bold statement.
Yeah. You know what?
You back that up?
Oh no, I was just gonna say I should have stock and double shovel for sure. With the amount of blueberry sours that I drink. I was literally telling him on the way down.
We did have this conversation.
I bought 2 4-packs and 3 beers.
He said, "I don't want to be that guy and walk in."
I brought a pack because I was like, man, I know they have double shovel stuff. I don't know if they're gonna have the blueberry sours. And it's been months since
Jack would be really stoked about that because he's like super. He likes the extra flavored ciders, and he geeks out and creates these different ciders, and the sours he's very passionate about.
I'm a big sour fan. And
I've developed a palate for sours. I wasn't a sour guy years ago, but I'm starting to really like sours.
Gabe over there at Anchorage Brewing, man, I get excited every time I go in there and the menu's refreshed and it's new sours. I really enjoy.
Yeah, they go real hard on their sours.
Yeah,
you know who has really good sours? Not brewery, but when we go to Palmer Ale House, man, Corey's always like, "Oh man, try this new sour."
They have always a good selection.
Always good
beers
and sours.
That's cracking, man.
Black Spruce, Black Spruce up there in Fairbanks has
Black
great,
Spruce?
Black Spruce Brewing.
Oh man, I was just talking to a friend when I was running up there, and she's like, "Oh man, meet me at Black Spruce for a beer," and I'm like, fuck man, I'm in and out. I can't run up to Fairbanks to turn around and come home and like, I'll stop at the brewery for a beer or two and drive home.
That's
not happening.
The only place I've ever eaten is Taco Bell and Pizza Hut in Fairbanks because it's like,
well, you're not hanging out.
Yeah, you're just trying to bomb through.
Yeah, get in and out of there.
And you've just been eating like Mountain Houses for the last 10 days, so you're just thinking about that greasy, nasty, delicious pizza.
I want cheese and
definitely been on the peak meal plan, sitting up on the hill for the last 2 weeks.
Fairbanks
Peak's
has
pretty good,
some really good food.
They are pretty good. They're not too bad.
I think they're the best.
Yeah,
personally.
I would definitely pick.
You're a guide. What's your take on
I would
that?
pick a Peak over a Mountain House for sure. But
do they come out with anything
I
new?
eat whatever the outfitters buy.
True.
It's one or the other, But I think Peaks are definitely better. I mean, I don't know. Last I looked, retail like on the shelf, I think Peaks were like $2, $3 more a bag than a Mountain House.
Oh, really?
I feel like
100% worth it.
Most of the outfitters that I know that run those freeze dry meals are buying them by the pallet, so they're already getting like a bulk rate as opposed to paying retail per bag. So I don't know how it shakes out between the two, but I would definitely go for the Peaks over the
that biscuit one,
myself.
Dude. The biscuits and gravy. Don't even plan to move after you eat that one.
Oh,
dude.
yeah,
that's your recovery day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's not the one you're like, all right, don't put 10 miles on today.
I think
that's the one like, we're out of here. We're gonna wake up and be out of here.
I think the chicken pesto one's probably.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Chicken pesto's the favorite.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite.
What's your favorite?
So I'm a pesto.
I would say rumor has it Heather's Choice is pretty great.
No, Heather's is great. Heather has some good stuff. I haven't tried a lot of the new. Actually, I tried a lot of the new Packaroon and stuff, but I haven't tried the some of the newer stuff. Yeah, but to me, and I've told her this, and she knows in all honesty, I'm a big boy, man. I need a little more than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I told her.
Well, even the Peak meals say they're 2 servings. There is no way in hell
one
of those bags is 2 servings.
Oh no!
Like,
a Mountain House 2.5 is a real serving.
Yeah.
I mean, you eat that and you're like.
Or that pad thai one that
the pad thai is
what's that company that makes the pad thai one?
Well, Mountain House has a pad thai, and I
Mountain House?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, Backpackers Pantry.
But I really like the Mountain House pad thai.
I didn't know the Mountain House had a pad thai.
They do, unless I've lost my mind. But when I was out on my goat hunt this last fall, that's I had like 3 of them, and for me, after climbing around all day. That was
the 3 for 3.
Like, well, no, it just is what
no variety. Just
we went
every night
to the store and bought a bunch of Mountain Houses, and I didn't really look when I was packing my bag. I just kind of grabbed a few, so it just so happened. Yeah. So I had a lot of pad thai.
When they got the peanut butter in there, oh man, that's legit, dude.
But no, that one I really liked, and then there was like a buffalo mac and cheese that I like a lot too.
Ooh, shout out to the chicken coconut curry.
That one's good.
Too.
What? Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had Heather was one of our first guests on, and I struggle with the Heather's Choice products. They are great, but they have hemp seeds in a lot of their recipes, and I'm allergic to those.
We had a close call on a sheep hunt.
Yeah, we're at the top of the
almost
mountain.
Had to give Brandon mouth to mouth.
Well, I think you
skin to skin.
Almost got real close.
He got hypothermic. It's weird.
He was like, "Let me crawl in your bag.
You're not gonna live." Tell your kids you love them.
No, I just started getting a little itchy throat, and I stopped, and we swapped meals that night. He was nice enough to we had just had a few bites. I was like, "Oh shit, man!" I was like, "Oh look, oh no." And,
bananas too, right?
Yeah, bananas, but I don't bring bananas up in the mountain. But
no, but one of the meals had it.
No, it was just the hemp seeds.
I know, but we traded one because you're like, "Oh, I can't have this either."
You can't have bananas? That's such a random thing.
One of her things has banana
robbery,
in it, or
That
did.
sucks. Yeah, love bananas.
Fucking bullshit, right?
No banana splits.
Yeah, like no potassium for this guy.
No potassium.
Yeah, no wonder you'd be cramping,
Potassium
bro.
for this guy.
No, man, after I started getting allergic to bananas, I'm full cramp off.
I wonder if it's potassium though. What else has some good potassium?
Just have to take the pills.
Avocados,
Take some
maybe?
potassium pills.
Are you allergic to that too?
No,
No.
not yet.
Not yet. That is weird. It's like something you could develop.
I'm just
you know,
waiting
which is
for
scary.
that to try and kill me and just be like, wow, just take everything good away from my life.
I've heard a couple of guys
guacamole,
talk
no
about
bananas.
bringing mustard packets and just downing a mustard packet up there, and that helps with cramps.
I have heard that.
I feel
too.
like I've
I do the salt
sounds
tablets.
disgusting.
Does sound
You
disgusting.
guys, you do a lot
salt
of
tablets,
backpacking.
lots of electrolyte stuff.
Yeah.
Different drink mix stuff that you can put in different tablets. You can put in. Your
Have you
water
done
to
the
make up for that.
the chews?
Which chews are you talking?
The
The Gatorade chews,
Monster chews. You haven't tried the monster chews?
I haven't tried any monster.
no. They're the fuck, man. Which chews are they?
The salt packet ones? Oh, the ginger?
They're the brand that is the salt packets.
I just drink water, man.
Yeah,
I
that's
just stay
what I'm saying, just
hydrated.
water. Just
yeah.
drink
I
some
got
water.
a 3-liter bladder, and I drink that every day.
Just
I'll
suck it
pound.
down.
I'll pound a glass or two of water before leaving camp in the morning, and then make sure
How
I
old are
drink
you,
that
James?
3-liter. I'll be 33 on Saturday.
Oh, young man.
Well, you just
Am I
wait.
Young man in the
prime?
mountains.
My
just
prime
wait.
right
You just
now.
wait. Because man, I never used to cramp, and now
I don't need a pee bottle at night either. You know?
You don't need the largemouth. You don't need the largemouth
man.
Gatorade bottle yet. All right.
Man,
I'll
you know
get
what
there.
I'm a
We'll
real
get
believer
there.
in is the powdered Pedialyte.
Oh, that's
Pedialyte.
That's my jam. I mean, I like to have I usually just bring my Nalgene bottle, and I'll just make a powdered Pedialyte bottle, and that's what I'll drink in the morning before I go.
It's
That
just
gets you
definitely
through.
It's all good to have. It's just the practice of staying hydrated.
Yeah.
Like, once you
Drink
get
water.
dehydrated, you're gonna struggle.
Oh, you're done.
You're gonna struggle.
You can't just
to get
rehydrate in an hour.
Yeah,
It
you're
takes
gonna-
days to actually rehydrate.
Especially when you're putting on miles every day, or making stalks, and it's like if you don't stay hydrated, it's gonna kick your
That
ass.
was one of my worst days. Was we went out for a black bear, and it was a great hunt. We went out Friday evening. We went down to Girdwood, hiked out behind Alaskan, and set up camp late. Woke up 6 in the morning on Saturday. By 8 o'clock, I had a beautiful cinnamon bear down, but we were 7.5-ish miles from the truck, and that wound up being the only day that year that it was 80 degrees, nothing but sun. And we ran out of water pretty quick. Hiked back with that bear. And, let me tell you, I had the worst case of chap ass. By the time we got back, I could hardly walk. It was terrible.
we call that clapped ass.
yeah, fully clapped.
It's a
I
full
know it
clap
now.
off.
That was terrible.
As soon as I
You're
start
like
feeling
waddling the last
Yeah,
mile
it's-
of the truck.
Oh, it's the worst.
Well, and what was the worst part about it is the last part of it was going down that Winter Creek Trail. So you got all the tourists coming from
they want to talk to you. Hey.
Well, and they see the a little bit of blood in the backpack and the rifles, and like, oh, you're doing something. I'm like, I can barely walk.
They want to stop.
That was terrible.
Your asshole's on fire, and they want to talk to you. You're just like, all I want is I want some fucking baby powder.
Yeah, that was rough. So yeah, that was stay hydrated.
Yes, stay hydrated.
Pro
key.
tip.
Yeah, the point being,
How was James? How was the trapping this winter? Because I know that you got into it, and you were following. Homeboy was like showing you some of the ropes, and you went all the way in on it.
Well, honestly, this year in our valley was pretty desolate. The bunnies have just been gone the last couple of years.
The cycle kind of went.
Yeah, we're in a real steep down cycle, and so not a lot of martins signed, almost no lynx. So we pretty much spent the whole winter chasing a couple of wolverines and the wolves that were passing through every couple of weeks, and they're smarter than we are. So struck out on the Wolves and Wolverines. But towards the end of the season there, I wound up getting just a monstrous lynx.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I know about this.
I think I posted it. If you
put it on it. Put it on it. And for those looking for the other James is Instagram. It's matanuska.gym.
That is it.
Oh, Matanuska Jim.
Matanuska Jim. How'd you come up with that, Jim?
Well, my name is James. Jim's short for James, and I live.
And you
in
like Jim?
Matsu. No, it just it sounded like a country bumpkin from the Matsu. I felt I'm really leaning into the whole Valley Trash thing.
If you really want to go full send on that,
oh, that's nice.
Careful. I was thinking Matanuska.Jimbo.
Oh,
Jimbo.
We could go there.
Once you get your first gray hair, then you go full
there we
Jimbo.
go.
My first Alaskan given nickname was Jethro.
Jethro, yeah. I like it.
They're like, you look like a Jethro.
Hey, listen, by the time I left that lodge, there was a fleet of Jethros.
Was that the lodge with the story?
No, that was
Come on, how many lodges have you worked at?
Four.
Okay, that explains it. That is a beautiful damn lynx, though.
It was a really big lynx. It was actually, so I had planned to take it and just make a nice pair of little mitts for Liz and for Tanner, wife and kid. And I got it home, and I don't know if there's a picture on. I don't think I posted one there, but I had Tanner next to the lynx, and he's just looked at me like, "What the hell is this?
What is that?"
But she saw it. Liz did, and she's like, "You got to mount this." And I'm like, "Say less, and just took it immediately to the taxidermist. So now I'm waiting on it. I'm doing full body, and
full
it's gonna
body,
go on
yeah.
But
that's a monster cat.
That was a huge lynx. But yeah, so we also I went ahead and took a bunch of the meat off of it. So we did Nashville hot lynx. Did kind of a fried lynx for dinner that night.
So what do you think you got? I mean, did you debone the whole thing?
No, well, I mean, you treat it like anything else. I mean,
sure.
I mean, like, it's kind of like a bunny in that it's real lean. You're not going to get a lot off the front quarters, but the rears are pretty big. They got like big, thick legs.
Yeah.
The back straps
like
are pretty great.
When you peeled it down, it probably had a hind quarter about like that, maybe?
Oh, no, it's honestly, it's way skinnier than you'd think.
Okay.
There's a lot of fluff on a lynx.
Right. Very true.
But, but no, I mean, it cooks up a lot like chicken. It cooks faster than chicken. It's a lot less greasy, fat, whatever. But it's real good. And so that's what we had.
Fried it's like the whole cat meat thing. I know it.
It's a white meat. It's
just the thought of it doesn't seem right. But you hear people eating mountain lion, and they honestly say it's amazing. And I'm like, I mean, look, an animal, a predator. Like if you eat a bear or something, it kind of is what it's eating, right? In terms of what it's going to taste like.
Well, they're not eating like the gross, nasty stuff like your bears, So they, they're not scavenging, eating nasty rot. And
they're eating meat.
Yeah,
they eat squirrels. They eat rabbits.
So yeah, I mean, I definitely, I think here on out, I mean, any lynx I get, I'm going to be at least taking the quarters off.
Yeah, or whatever you can salvage meat off of, right?
I mean, it's honestly, well, that one, yeah, I wound up, I had to give up the two front quarters anyways because when I put it down, I had to shoot it and it bled out and messed up the meat there a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it was really, really good. So yeah, anyone out there that hasn't tried lynx and catches one or shoots one, do it. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it's like you said, it's like the diet. I mean, it's like bears that are up in the interior eating nothing but greens and berries all year long. Like berry bears are really good eating bears.
Yep.
But then you get the bears that are coastal that are smacking fish all summer long, and like you can tell as soon as you start cutting them open, like you can just smell the stink.
You can almost smell them before you cut them open sometimes, right?
Oh yeah, I mean,
speaking of cooking and bears and all of that, are you familiar with the sous vide?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sous vide's great. I love my sous vide. And sous vide became a game changer for bears.
Oh,
because standard, when you cook a bear steak or anything,
temp, right?
When you cook it to 164 degrees and you stay there for a minute to kill the trichinosis and all that
stuff.
If it has it, yeah.
With a sous vide, what you can do is you can take that meat and bring it to 145 degrees, which is upper end medium rare, and you could leave it at 145 degrees for an hour. And that 145 degrees for an hour will kill the trichinosis. And so then you can have your medium rare bear.
What did Julia O'Malley call it? The sous vide? The male version of the crock pot or something like that?
The man version or something?
Hey, listen, don't sleep on a crock pot.
Oh, I love a crock pot.
Oh, no.
Instapot, too. Crock pot. Instapot,
Air fryer.
Pressure cooker, air fryer.
Yeah.
I love it all.
Jimbo, I don't know if I'm going to
I'm not going to
bank on that sous vide, the bear thing. I mean, that's great. I mean, you try it and let me know how it goes.
I have, and it's great.
I'm going to cook that sucker to like 185.
You didn't get worms?
I've got no worms.
Okay. What's crawling out of your nose right now? What's going on with that?
That's a good question.
I just feel like for me, that's just a no fuck around zone.
Not me either.
Yeah. I don't know. It just...
You don't want to get it one time and just know what it's about?
I like just grinding it up. I mean, grinding bear up and put it in chili, put it in lasagna, put it in with spaghetti sauce. I mean, you wouldn't know it's not ground beef.
It makes really good wet sausage, and then obviously cook it through. I've heard
a lot of people can it. A lot of people that like can bear, like pressure can bear.
Oh no shit!
With different spices and a little bit of oil in it.
Oh god, I guess that'd be pretty good. Mm-hmm. Have you guys ever heard Ranella's story of trigonosis and what he went through? That was where I was like, I'm fucking cooking it all the way. Overcooked.
Overcooked.
Yeah.
Overcooked, that's right.
I don't like shoe leather, and I'd like to be able to,
Oh, I mean, I'm with you there. I just, there's just a
risk and reward.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing you can do, and it works out really, really well, is, you treat it like you would, a good brisket or something. You just low and slow and long, and you get it up to temperature without really, drying it out. And that's the trick for most game meat, although bear is a lot more fat.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can get it up to 164 to smoke the ham, and that winds up being real good too.
What do they use out there for the? I mean, if it's a trade secret, don't tell us on the mic. But as far as like the bear baiting, when you go out there with those like pros,
tell you like 75-80% of the guys I know about use dog food and old fryer grease.
Yeah.
Oh.
From, fast food restaurants, whatever restaurants, just old fryer grease and dog food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get the pastries and donuts and trail mix and all that stuff if you want, but dog food and fryer
dog food's readily available and you can get it cheap.
Lots of guys that trap, you can get beaver carcasses from too. Beaver carcasses do real good, but like dog food and fryer grease is about like as cheap and reasonable as you can go. And it's like, I feel like that's kind of SOP.
If I feel like too, if you wanted to start out strong on it, you could get yourself a moose off the trapping list. I got called 3 or 4 times the end of the year, asking, hey, there's a moose down. Do you want it for the trapping list? So it's not edible. It's beat to hell by a truck or something. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And
been sitting there a while or whatever.
At this
What'd
point,
you call it?
The trapping. So there's a list for salvage moose for trapping bait and whatnot. So I was on the list, and I actually had like half a moose sitting in my driveway for 3 months, waiting waiting for spring bear. It obviously was very popular with my wife, but God bless her, she appreciated it.
She's like, I love coming home every night looking at that carcass thing in the driveway.
But
then it started getting warm, and it's like,
well, about the time it started,
trying to bring them to the house.
About the time I had it in a big snow berm, and about the time it started to melt, so you could see the tarp and some hair there, was the time that she's like, all right, get it out of here. And so that was my cue to get it out there and in the barrel.
That's funny. That's how I inherited that bait from Kyle, Young Guides.
Yeah.
His wife was like,
that's the podcast. That's the other podcast.
Oh, really?
The Young Guides podcast.
Oh, nice, dude. Those guys are dope, man.
They are. They're super nice.
Yeah.
I really like both those guys.
Yeah, we got Kyle and
Keaton.
I was saying Keegan. Keaton. The 20?
Yeah, they're coming in. We're supposed to go fishing with them and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Kyle lives here. He was at the meat party. He's been around, but we haven't met Keaton.
And Keaton's Washington State?
Yeah. We would like to have them in-house.
Yeah,
so
they're super nice.
We're making it work, but...
We did ours over, like, Zoom.
Yeah.
They're super cool.
Kyle was just saying how he's like, man... He's like, it's so cool you guys have the studio and you have your guests in, because we have like, half the time internet sucks at my place, internet sucks at his or her place.
Right.
So you kind of have like a botched kind of like kind of thing going on there.
I thought you had listened to it, and that's why you were bringing up that lodge. I guess I didn't remember we maybe had a brief conversation.
Oh, we had a brief conversation when I met you.
We definitely delved into it on that episode.
You made an impact on me, and I didn't forget about you ever because of the story you told me of your first job in Alaska.
Keep beating around the bush. Can we just hear the damn story?
Yeah, well, let's get into it. Well, real quick. So Kyle hooked it up.
Maybe we should take a break
with before we get into that.
Oh, you want to take a break? Well, actually, it got me thinking about one more event that I did forget to mention. I didn't put it on the list, but it's about Jeff Lund's thing on the 9th.
The book signing.
Yeah, the mediocre Alaskan. Have you guys heard of it? Jeff Lund down in Ketchikan. He's got a really good podcast. Really awesome guy. He's a great
dude, man.
He's coming up.
He's a really great guy.
Yeah, he's coming up doing his book release at Double Shovel.
Oh, nice.
I want to say on June 9th.
Yeah, Friday.
And we got him coming into the podcast as well. Have him in the house.
I think we're going to have him in the house.
Yep.
Nice. That's cool.
Yep. Yeah, we're stoked to have him on.
It's his second
Multiple books.
Yeah, his first book,
Miserable Paradise.
Miserable Paradise. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think we have a copy right over there.
We do.
And then the second one, something.
It's like After the Hunt or something. What's that other book?
I don't know about the second one.
Yeah, I can look him up.
Maybe that is the name. Yeah, look it up real quick.
It's like, man, the fucking internet dropped on me again today.
If I could read, I'm sure I'd really appreciate him.
Anyway, he'll be there with the book. Support Jeff. He does a lot of cool articles and stuff like that he does for the Juneau Empire. In his books, he's a well-spoken guy, man. He's awesome.
He is, man. He does.
You should do his podcast.
I wish I was more. That's one thing I wish I was more like. I feel like I have a good vocabulary and like storytelling verbally is one thing for me, but like I wish I was a better writer because like just the Alaska portion of my life and like some of the crazy stuff that has happened, like I could definitely
you don't really need to be a good writer.
That's what editors are for. Have you read anything by Tony Russ? I mean, well, shoot, I never had the chance to meet Tony. I haven't, but
yeah, there it is, right there.
He
Beyond the Hunt.
He's a hunter
Jeff.
first and a writer
Beyond the Hunt.
second or third. A good editor will make a great story into a great book.
Yeah, half the time you don't even need to really write anything. You just tell the story and let someone
else. Yeah, but my man wants to
write
it. No, you want to write it.
Well, shoot, look at James Patterson. He's a New York Times bestseller about 800 times, and he hasn't actually written a book. All the ghostwriters.
Yeah, that's true. But you're losing the percentage.
You do actually speak well. I was just telling Daniel that, hyping you up a little bit the week leading up to our recording tonight. I was like, man, he did so well at the Bear to Entry. You were asking really good, engaging questions. The biologist or fishing
Chris
game
Brockman.
rep, Chris.
Yeah.
You guys were feeding off each other real well, and the guests and folks that were at the event were really feeding off your stories and your information, and
that was supposed to be.
I thought that was awesome, man.
It was supposed to be about
a really good turnout. Like it was
fucking
over
that
50
thing was
people.
That thing was full.
It was supposed to be a 30-minute kind of presentation. I think we were up there for 3 hours.
Couple hours.
Easily.
Yeah.
And then we bullshitted for like 45 minutes after, and that's where we heard about your first job.
The old lodge, yeah.
Yeah. You want to take a break and we'll get back to it?
Yeah. Oh, the first lodge, the first job?
Yeah, it's actually really interesting.
Yeah.
It's going to be like the highlight.
I think it's definitely a good time for a break before that. Because,
I'm ready for another cold shot. Another caribou call.
Maybe a little leaky. All right, let's do it.
All right, we'll be right back.
Tailored Restoration, 24-hour emergency home services, helping Alaskans restore their dreams since 1972. Services include fire, water, mold, post-emergency cleaning, repair, and remodeling. Tailored has an emergency response number with trained professionals available to help you at any time, day or night. Give them a call in Anchorage, Eagle River, Matsu, or Fairbanks. Make an appointment today at tailoredrestorationalaska.com. Total Truck and Alaska Overlander, Alaska's premier supplier for custom automotive accessories and overlanding products, providing all-inclusive rental vehicles and trailers custom outfitted to explore the Alaskan backcountry with a unique and convenient traveling experience. At Total Truck, you can find brands such as ARE, RSI Smart Caps, Goose Gear, iCamper, front runner, rigid lights, rhino linings, bed liners, and everything you need to outfit your truck or SUV. Alaska Overlander provides 4x4 vehicles and expedition trailers, custom modified for Alaskan adventures and outfitted with rooftop tents, fridges, and all the camping and cooking gear you need to start exploring. Visit them at alaskaoverlander.com. We back.
I want to give a quick shout out to some of the gear that I plan on using and testing this year.
Oh shit! Gear shout?
As guests come through and the homies come through and people have cool stuff, we like to take it out and obviously use it and see what's good. And everyone loves new shit. So I'm 100% excited for the handy bonk. Thank you for Roger for coming in and talking about the handy bonk. Man. I'm really, really stoked on using that thing this summer for all the fishing stuff. Check out handybonk.com. Just a really cool guy and an awesome invention that he made. I'm really stoked on that. I'm also stoked on getting the one of those pack back coolers. Thank you for Brian for coming in. I'm looking for a smaller version, but I think it's going to come out a little smaller.
All in good time.
Little pack back. Super stoked. I ended up getting my wife the Sagebrush Dry hip thing.
Oh, did you give that to her?
Yeah, for Mother's Day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was for Mother's Day for her.
Good call for you.
Yeah. So thank you for them for providing that awesome thing. If you haven't checked that out, man, they got awesome 100% waterproof stuff. So I got her the little, what do you call it? Like the fanny pack or the shoulder cross bag.
Yeah, it was just kind of like a utility pack.
What all the teenage girls are wearing now. Yeah. But this one's legit.
It's like a fanny pack thing. I'm not really sure.
So I got the big bag. I got their big duffel bag for all the rafts, sagebrush dry stuff.
Who is this?
These guys, Sagebrush Dry. It's all 100% waterproof gear, duffel bags, backpacks. All made here in Cake, Alaska. We're just talking about cool gear.
I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, they got
you really should, man.
Dude,
you should. Guiding especially. Yeah. Yes.
Even just for like a camp bag and stuff like that.
Well, I tell you what I'm thinking, like my pack frame, I've had the same pack for, the whole time I've been guiding pretty much. And the frame is still solid. It's got some beat spots in it and stuff. But like the bag I've sewn up where, goat horns have poked through and stuff's ripped it and stuff. But I was thinking if I could get that same bag layout in like dry bag form.
You should
with
really
the
talk to
zippers
them.
on the pockets and everything. Like, that would be...
They could do it, dude.
That would be ideal.
They're in a really sweet spot where they aren't mega wholesale, so they can still do some really like customized stuff. It's rugged. It's built well. You'll have to listen to the pod. I think that was like we're at 118, so it was like 114, 13, 14. Something like that.
They were episode 113, John and Greta.
It goes all the way back where they kind of inherited like the original Patagonia bag builders and creators of those products back in the day. The story is fucking amazing. Yeah. Where basically what these folks basically inherited just to build these bags. It's pretty amazing.
And I've known about their products and finally got them in to talk about it. And I got the big duffel, the backpack. I got my wife the little thing. And they could 100%. And Alaska lifetime warranty. Something happens to that, you send it back, they're going to fix it. Dude.
Hard to beat a lifetime warranty.
Yeah.
Totally. And they have a gun scabbard too.
See, I got one from, I think,
Nomar
when I was living in Homer. Yeah.
Yeah, theirs is dope too.
Those are good. Those are great.
Nomar's great too. Nomar has really good stuff too. I have 2 of theirs.
And that was all I've gotten from them is the gun scabbard because I was doing all kinds of boat hunts with all the salt.
Yeah, that's what I mean by that. Like anytime I bring my guns. Some guys use the hard scabbards in the 4-wheelers.
Right.
I put mine in my in a soft case and then put it in the dry scabbard,
dry bag case,
sagebrush, dry brush, scabbard it and strap it down just because there's no water getting in there.
I'll have to check their stuff out and see because that was the other option.
And you talk to them, man; they'll do some custom shit for you.
That was the other option I was considering was just keeping the frame, ditching the bag, go into a duffel and a day pack, you know, leave the duffel at camp. Day pack has everything I need for the day, taking care of an animal. And then basically the rest of my pack is just a big meat hauler. Yeah. You know, use the day pack to hold all the meat on.
Have you talked or collaborated with Lowell with Wrangle gear?
Well, speaking about Lowell, that was the last thing I wanted. He hooked me up with one of those Captain Dry duffel bags, and I've started using
Captain's duffel. It's not considered a dry bag.
No, it's not. It's not 100% dry bag, but it's made out of some waterproof materials.
Yep, sealed zippers and that.
Not 100%. But what I'm going to use it for is I'm putting all my like full ATV tools and stuff like that in there in that bag that's in the back. It's going to get muddy. It's going to get wet. It's going to get used. All kind of stuff's in there, and I'm excited to test that thing out and see.
I'll have to check him out.
Seems pretty legit too, and he's got some good stuff going on.
Really he's got a product testing.
Yeah,
and he's got a pretty dope configuration of a hunting bag of a backpack. External frame pack bag, adaptable to a frame itself. So
I'll have to check that out.
I would certainly give Lowell a call, and he'll be very much familiar with your frame.
Oh, I'm sure
that you have for sure, because he's all external frame. Pack guy.
I think it's Alaska Outdoor Range. They were down in Homer.
I seen that at the Bear to Entry.
I see a few of those bags from time to time. I know they're out of business now. Like they were.
There's some OGs that still have.
They were going out of business when I bought mine. It was like clearance. They were getting rid of everything. And so I've seen a few out there. Yeah, but I just really like not having to put anything in my bag. That's my only issue with the Barney's packs is like anything that you're going to haul has to go in your bag, and what do most guys do? They line it with a trash bag. Yeah. It's like if your meat's not cool and you're throwing it in a trash bag,
it's going to warm it up.
And then depending on how far you got to pack it, like you're starting the spoiling process as soon as you throw it in your bag,
Have you seen the Cool Dry Bag?
Cool Dry Bag?
Yeah. It keeps it cold. It's not out yet.
Yeah.
Just saying. Somebody, hello.
The bag that I have.
You know how they have the heated jackets? They should have the cool bags.
That's right. They call that the AC bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just like that welded frame. It's got two basically big seatbelt size straps that come across the front.
Oh, you can't go wrong.
Whatever it is, throw a trash bag on it, throw the meat on it, strap it down, go. Nothing has to go in my bag, anything like that, But,
yeah. What you got something exciting? New gear that you want to
You're excited to use? I am the guy with the Barney's pack. I love my Barney's pack.
They have their purpose.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
good way to put it.
I mean, I feel like they're the standard.
Yeah. He came out with the new one. Did you see the new one?
You were mentioning that.
And I want to say it's like a waterproof. Like, look it up real quick. Actually, he's got a really new one. It's like
more of a waterproof.
More of a waterproof, lighter.
We got the catalog over there on the.
Yeah, he has a brand new one that he just put out, which looks awesome.
I was gonna say I'm the trash bag guy, except I put my gear in the trash bag, not the meat.
Ah, the reversal, the reverse Uno, like the kids are saying.
Now, something cool I did get. It's not a local brand or nothing, but just recently I got a new set of binoculars. They're by Sig.
Go to his Instagram. I don't think it's on the website yet.
Oh, okay.
But
for
they're image stabilizing binoculars, and they're the coolest thing in the world.
I want the ones with the rangefinder in them, but man,
those are spiffy too. But they're
heavy. Are they heavy? Yeah.
I mean, that's it's so much easier to hold up a pair of 12x50s that don't really weigh much more than a pair of 10x42s.
They make them that much heavier.
And then if you need a little. You need a range. I mean, how many guys need the range?
And those are so small and light.
How many, needed that consistently? Yeah. I mean, for me, like, I know I'm not hitting a range on anything until we're, like, inside of 400 yards. I'm not ranging anything. Why? So, for me, I feel like
was it a reel or something?
Yeah, it must have been this. What's that one? Actually, what's that one? Go to that first reel.
This one here?
Left first. Maybe that's it. Maybe he has that. Play that real quick. Yeah, there to go.
Oh, what a sick video.
Oh, it's a Cordura. I gotcha. So it's almost like a tarp shelter material.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So Ultra 500D.
Looks
great.
I'm also just freaking cheap, man.
Yeah, man. It ain't cheap to get the good bags.
Well, and then to get all the accessories you want with it as well. It's like.
Of course.
That's okay to admit that, man. Because it adds up fast.
When my bag finally does go, I will probably break down and buy a brand new Barney's pack, but like,
I feel like you have to have a Barney's, cheap, and then you got to have like something else. or a couple of some other things?
I've been
And
over the
one
last
that I have works so
couple
well,
years,
you know.
slowly getting nicer and nicer gear as things break. But like up until recently, I've been using a rifle that I got for $100. And, I got a couple of bears with it. I've been out and about and done all kinds of fun stuff for $100.
Yeah, that's good.
To this day, I've never spent more than $1,000 on a gun.
Yeah, I've never
And
spent any money.
I'm
My
with you on
dad
that.
passed all that stuff out. My thing's a tank.
Actually,
Just
I
a
lied.
tank coming
It kills, man.
I bought the Ruger 454, the Toklat variant of the Red Hawk. That was $1,200.
Nice.
But man,
Nice.
is that a cool gun?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You don't need the fanciest shit, dude. Just get out there and go do it, man. Like,
I mean, granted, the fancy stuff does. When I finally did start spending big money on different layering systems and clothing, like I can
that makes
definitely
a
see the
difference.
value in like the weight of the piece itself versus what you get for insulation value or like having a puffy layer. Is like for me key for those days sitting up on the hill.
You're
wind's ripping and
you're
you're just
a
sitting still.
perfect
all
product
day,
tester
you know.
in terms
yeah.
of
What's the puffy you like right
condition.
now?
I'm running the KU.
The KU and Super
Ultra
Down? Yeah. Ultra Down?
The Ultra Down, yeah, the lightweight,
Yeah.
the kind of mid-range puffy layer. Got the pants and jacket, and I mix the KU and Sitka. Don't tell anyone.
Oh, man.
I got
I'm
the
with you on
KU
that.
puffy layers,
The
and
Sitka?
I got the Sitka
The Sitka.
Kodiak jacket that they don't make anymore.
Oh, that long
The
one?
long trench-like one.
I love my Sitka Gore-Tex. I am a
thing
bit of a
is-
whore for Sitka, mostly because their product or their customer service has just been unbelievable for me. Because I've torn my Gore-Tex like 5 different times, and they've either had me send it in to fix it or give me patches. So, like, no questions asked for, and they've sent me new gloves and stuff. So,
A lot of stuff when it comes down to like a product or a brand is the customer service portion.
That's
Yeah.
a big,
Kuyu's
big breaking
awesome.
point for a lot of people.
I've been treated really well by Sitka myself personally. Had a pair of Gators fail, sent them back. They were like, "Boot, here's a new one. Oh, here's the upgraded version
right.
of that." That one failed.
Sorry.
Wow.
Distracted
Wow.
you?
I agree.
Yeah,
I feel like Sitka's customer service is pretty.
Yeah,
top
it's great,
notch,
man.
too.
I mean, they're a big company and they're owned by Gore, and I know they're not maybe the grassroots that they once were, being a big corporate business. But I mean, personally, I've got a lot of the old original stuff, and it still works really well.
Yeah.
well,
I'm definitely like I have everything. I am not brand loyal to any
Oh
particular.
yeah, me either. If it works,
You see me out in the field,
Yeah,
you're
I
like,
like it, I'm gonna
the
take it.
hat, the jacket, the layer, the pants, the gaiters, it's all different stuff.
Yep.
First Light Sitka, Kuyu, it's just,
if it works, it works.
yeah, I got a discount, I got a good deal. This works really well. It keeps me warm and dry.
I feel a lot
know.
too is the fit for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like
Bingo.
some brands
Bingo.
fit.
Yeah.
I feel like Kuyu,
'Cause you're a big, tall guy,
Yeah,
so-
I feel like Kuyu is more streamlined towards the athletic build, CrossFit build type guys that are
Yeah.
muscular
Very
but
true.
still fairly lean.
Yeah.
I feel like the Sitka stuff definitely lends itself better to me. The clothes are more comfortable for me for my size.
for me, it's the Husky Boys.
Yeah, fit the
I
big
like the
boys.
Husky.
Yeah.
Husky boys.
that's
Husky
right.
boys. You ready for a little trivia?
Yeah, let's do some trivia.
All right, we're going to do a little bit of...
Jack sent some trivia tonight.
we got a little bit of trivia going on.
What's your guys' trivia game looking like?
Well, I guess it depends on the topic.
Yeah, are you going to ask me questions? I know.
Well,
I don't know, man.
I don't
You kinda
think
seem
anyone
like-
knows Jack's
I
trivia.
know a lot of things. I think I fucking
Are we
killed
supposed to,
last
like-
week's trivia,
Like,
dude.
did good.
write down our
You did
answers
good.
or just shout it out?
No,
What do
we're
we
going to
do?
go round
Oh, yeah.
robin here. The first one actually is about dogs.
Oh,
Where
You guys think about that music, though.
is the dog breed Vizsla's from, and when was the first written recurrence? That's a little maven.
I don't know.
Are
If
you-
this
Is my dog is a Vizsla. Where are they from, and when's the first time that they became?
like
Official.
became a breed.
Yeah.
like when they created it.
I'd have to say it's somewhere Eastern European. Say Russia.
Russia?
And say,
Okay.
There you go, James.
I don't know, the 60s?
Okay, 1960s, Russia.
Your answer was really
That's
cool
good.
until you said the 60s. Jim, what do you got?
I was thinking Eastern Europe, Russia, Czechoslovakia, and then like
Shit.
1600.
There it is.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Birilla.
Vizsla. Vizsla is from Norway.
Very good guess.
Norwegians created the Vizsla in 1758. Was the first breed.
Sounded
believable.
I like to sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Conviction in your answer.
I did. Thank you.
all right. The Vizsla is from Hungary,
Okay.
Eastern European.
All right.
and the first occurrence is 1357.
Oh, shit. You know, it had to be a long time ago. I mean,
Yeah, I guess it was a trivia question.
well, and hunting dog breeds date back, right?
Yep.
You know, that they're always like an old breed.
Purposeful dog.
The first written
Purposeful
reference
dog,
to
yeah.
the Vizsla dog breed has been recorded and illustrated in the Vienna Chronicle, prepared on order of King Louis I of Hungary.
And it's always like a king that's like, I want a dog
Right.
that can do this, this, and this. And
Yep.
everybody's like, well, let's start getting these things humping and figuring out how we mix them up. And
Kind of like the Chinese and Shar-Peis. You ever hear about those? The emperors used to keep Shar-Peis in those giant like robe pajama things that they would wear. The Shar-Peis were like little tiny attack dogs that they would like stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah, the dog breeding is
Fun
crazy.
fact.
All right. This one might be more on your guys' level. Who was the first hunting guide in Alaska?
who?
Was it Pinnell?
I need like a fucking. I need multiple choice. On
I
this
would think
kind of
Pinnell or
question.
And when?
Pinnell or Tall.
And when?
And when?
Okay, I'm down for the second part of the question, but the first part,
Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm saying 1941.
1941? Okay. I'll say it is a common name.
like an Alaskan name that you would remember.
No.
Oh,
A common name like John Smith.
Yeah.
oh,
Kind of. Yeah.
okay.
It's not who I
Well,
What was your date again?
1941.
1941?
Yeah.
I was
It
thinking late
It was
40s,
Bill Davis,
48.
1941.
Bill Davis.
Bill
There you
Davis.
go.
That's a good
There
one.
you go. That's
like that
That's
one.
good. I like that. Bill Davis.
In the spirit
1941.
In the spirit of the
B, what you
James,
got?
I'm going to say James Johnson.
There you go. James Johnson
And
and
he guided his first hunt in 1936.
excellent guess.
Oh, my guessing again. My guess was already wrong.
Oh, what was it?
I was thinking about like
He had a-
Pinnell.
he had a
or
real
Tall.
name.
Pennell. Okay, Pennell. What was
I
the
thinking
year you
about
said?
One of those guys, like late 40s, 48.
Late 40s.
Okay.
Andrew Berg.
Andrew Bird.
Berg, October 16th, 1869 to March 1st, 1939.
Jeez.
He was an immigrant to the District of Alaska. He was a prominent fisher, hunter, and trapper. He became the first licensed big game guide in Alaska in 1890.
Like, where did you get a license to be a like
From the
a
district.
official
to be
guide?
Officially guiding.
And it wasn't even like a state yet.
The
Interesting.
territorial governor, I guess.
Yeah, somebody.
Mother Russia. It's like you
Yeah.
Well,
stamp
that was after Seward's falling.
You read a
Oh,
lot
right,
of books?
right.
I like to read.
Have you read The Wolfman? The Alaska Wolfman?
Not
Oh,
really
about
a
Glazer?
man.
Is that
Yeah.
the dude out
Yeah,
with
that's
Sutton?
a good one.
You read that one?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the guy
that's a
from
good one.
Sutton?
Oh, dude, you want books? I got all kinds of them. I got a
Yeah, I
whole,
love
got a whole
books.
library.
We love books. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's
Just throw it out there. I put them on the phone. I mean, I love a book, but when you're out probably in the tent.
Yeah, I definitely take 2 or 3 books with me on every hunt.
Yeah.
You get those rainy days,
Like
I can
paperbacks?
kill, yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I can kill a 300-400 page book in a day.
I know
if you're
it's-
stuck in the tent for a day.
Probably standard reading. Well, I know it's standard reading for some folks up here, but that Shadows on the Kuskokwim, Sidney Huntington. It's a phenomenal book, and that's really great about kind of the turn of the century and the beginning of modernization in Alaska.
Shadows of the Kuskokwim?
Yeah. Or Koyukuk, sorry.
Koyukuk.
Shadows in the Koyukuk.
Shadows on the Koyukuk.
And then there's Seth Kantner, who lives in Cots. And very interesting guy. Really cool guy. But he's got a couple of books that are out. One of them, Ordinary Wolves.
Yep.
Is
yeah, you've talked about that one.
Yeah.
that
We're
one's-
trying to get him in, actually.
Yeah, I might be able to help you with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be able to help you with that. We'll talk offline.
Okay.
But
Off the mic.
yeah, so Ordinary Wolves, I think I've given that away as a gift for I don't know how many people because it's such a good one. And then what is his? Oh gosh, something in the Great Lands. It's a kind of amalgamation of a bunch of little stories and anthology. It's really, really good. I definitely appreciate reading his stuff.
Seth Cantner.
Sounds like it'll make me very sleepy.
I feel like I know that name.
No. Yeah.
I don't know if I've read a book or if it's just from hunting up in that area. If I know him from the Cots area.
Yeah. I mean, he grew up in a kind of a sod igloo near the Ambler area.
Oh, sick.
And still lives in Kotzebue.
Keeping it real.
Yeah, he's
Keeping it really real.
Yeah, extra real.
Yeah, if you looking for, I mean, you thought John Gadicke was a cool guy.
He was cool.
John Gadicke is a great guy. Don't take this wrong, John. But Seth is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Well, there could be more than one cool guy.
That's true.
There's a lot of cool dudes out there.
A lot of cool dudes.
So switching gears real quick. Would you get? You have something?
Oh, we're gonna get to this, right? But I wanted to, before you get to the story, I wanted to get a little back history on, like, I mean, you don't just you're one day and you're like a guide, like a little bit of the history there before you go into the historic.
First job. Yeah. Honestly, I don't even know. I didn't come up here. I mean, I guess in the back of my mind, getting into the big game hunting industry would be awesome. But did I think it was going to happen and happen as quick as it did? Definitely not. Somebody, I don't even remember who it was now. Somebody told me about the website Coolworks. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that one.
No, not until you mentioned it.
Focuses on, a ton of seasonal work through different states in the U.S. state park areas. And I was just sitting at home one night and got on there and looked at it and found this lodge that was looking for a caretaker, basically. Unguided. Everything out of there was unguided fishing and deer hunting, and basically someone was leasing this property and wanted someone to come in and rehab it. Huge bulk of my work experiences, building, remodeling, that type of work. And so it's like, hey, it's right in my alley, just go get paid to hang out in the middle of nowhere in Alaska and work on these buildings and, go fishing and stuff. And it's like, it sounds like it'd be cool. And like, little did I know what I was getting myself into and like the things that would snowball on past that. I mean, I didn't grow up hunting as a young kid. My dad wasn't much of a hunter. He was a big fisher. A lot of my cousins hunted. So I didn't really get into hunting till I was a teenager, till I could drive, and then picked up deer hunting and stuff and hunted through my teens, and then traveled a lot. Still hunted, pigs and stuff when I lived down in Florida and Texas. And so, deer and pigs, nothing ever any big game, no elk hunts, no moose hunts, anything crazy like that. And coming to Alaska was sure, ideally this would be great if I could get into this, and then the way that everything ended up transitioning was crazy, but I got here in spring of 2015 and spring of 2016. I had my assistant guide's license.
That fast.
Yeah.
Both feet in.
Crazy.
So
my family all thought I was freaking nuts.
So you basically are like, hey, I need a change. I need to get out of Kentucky.
Well, I was living in Texas.
At the time. Okay.
Yeah. It was
originally Kentucky, got to get out of here.
I've been all over. Yeah. Kentucky, North Carolina, Florida, Texas. Texas was the last place.
Kind of stayed in that region, though.
Yeah. And I had a lot of family. My dad's whole side of the family lives in Texas.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I ended up kind of out there in that area. But I had a good job. I mean, I was working for Lowe's as a deliveries department manager.
Okay.
And like most guys that get that job just sit in it, stay in it for a long time. I mean, my schedule was 6 to 3 Monday through Friday. Always pulled enough OT the first couple of days to work like 3-4 hours on Friday and have the weekends off and
play.
Retail was not for me. Dealing with all the just nonsense.
Retail.
Whether it was employee nonsense, customer nonsense, I just quickly learned retail wasn't for me, and I wasn't happy. And I had done all kinds of different things, and I was just ready to do something outdoors, something that I was passionate about, something that made me happy,
Yeah.
And luckily over the course of the years, I had worked for enough of those like solid men who were good at a lot of different things, and I picked up a ton of different skills from, home building, remodeling, and a lot of the different trades work to running heavy
Jack
equipment,
of all trade type,
milling wood, doing all kinds of things, and that is what kind of led me to the opportunity of being, doing something like being that caretaker and kind of rehabbing this lodge.
Sure.
And I was just hopefully using that as my foot in the door, and then hopefully get on with a lodge somewhere that did the fishing and hunting side of things, which luckily for me ended up happening, But yeah, never did I think when I was like a kid in Kentucky I would end up in Alaska guiding big game hunts and, working for fishing lodges. And
so you get on Coolworks. You find a job.
Yep, find this lodge that's looking for, a caretaker to come rehab it. And so I sent the guy an email and we set up like a phone interview kind of basically, and he just asked me a bunch of simple stuff about the work background. This is like how naive I was. I didn't even Google the place or anything. I just read the Coolworks,
It's gotta be legit
ad, and I'm talking to this guy and he's like, well, I think you'd be a good fit and this and that. And I'm like, all right, well, just give me a couple days, to line some things out and I'll get back to you. And it's then it clicked in my mind, after talking with the guy, let me Google this place. And the name of the place was Port Williams. I'm not sure if either of you guys are familiar with the name or not.
No.
It's up on Shuyak Island, right in the Shuyak Strait between Afognak and Shuyak.
Okay.
And it used to be a big cannery back in the 30s. And so I Google the place. And the first thing that comes up when I Google Port Williams Wilderness Lodge is man murdered at Port Williams Wilderness Lodge, not too long ago, 6 months ago, guy murdered.
Oh, we're looking for a new guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Last guy didn't cut it.
Well, this guy totally neglected to say anything about someone being murdered
perfect
out here,
Long blonde hair, come on up.
So immediately, I call the guy back hey, what the hell? You didn't say anything about any of this. I read what I read, but give me the story. What happened? And I guess he had hired this old guy to basically do the caretaker job, and he was going to spend the winter out there. So he hired another guy, a younger guy, to come out and help him split a bunch of wood, get a bunch of wood up for the winter. He's only supposed to be there for a month.
Yeah.
Get a bunch of wood up for the winter, leave. And, what happened that night, nobody knows. Nobody but them and the dog. Poor old Blue was there.
So what happened? The young dude killed the old dude?
The young guy killed the old guy, shot him with a shotgun and an AR multiple times, if I remember correctly, was the finding, and left him there, hopped on the mail plane with Island Air the next day and left. And nobody knew anything, till the mail plane comes in the next week. Nobody comes down to meet him. So they put the plane into the beach and go walking up the ramp and find the guy laying there dead in front of one of the cabins. And then, of course, the manhunt for the other guy ensues. And I think his brothers ended up, he made contact with his brothers from Anchorage, I think, and his brothers ended up turning him in. Yeah. And they caught him pretty quickly.
He was down in the States or something, didn't you say?
Maybe he did. I think he might have made it. Maybe he made it to Florida where his brothers were. And then, once they found out about everything that was going on, they turned him in. Because I don't think he was, I want to say he was on the run for less than a month, before they had him back in Alaska and getting ready for trial.
When was this? What year was this?
This would have happened in winter of 2014.
Okay.
Would have been leading up to fall of 2014. And so obviously me and this guy have a whole nother conversation now. You know? It's I'm already kind of you neglected to mention any of this kind of stuff. I'm all right, so that tells me I'm dealing with kind of a shady character as it stands, So I clarified things here's the deal. I'll still come up and do this, but I'm going to do it solo.
No
you're
murdering.
Not sending
no murdering happening.
You're not sending any random person that I don't know out here, to work with me. That's the deal. I was I'll do it if it's just me. No problems.
Yep.
And he's all right, that's fine.
Yep.
I
don't want no teammate.
Yeah. I'm no random people. I was I'm fine being by myself.
Yeah.
And he was all right, that's fine. No problem.
Cheaper for me anyway.
Yeah. And so literally within 30 days, I was out of my lease on the house, sold a bunch of stuff, put a bunch of stuff in storage, and flew up to Alaska with a couple bags worth of stuff and went Anchorage to Kodiak, float plane out to Shuyak Island. And this place was like, I mean, it was super cool, old cannery. I mean, big cannery buildings that had, they literally just left everything there. All the stuff,
roads and trails and things going on.
Old wooden skiffs and stuff that were hoisted up into the buildings. I mean, all the old packing boxes for king crab and herring and everything else. I mean, super cool place. Definitely had its eccentricities, the power was run on a hydroelectric setup that wasn't quite finished. So depending on the water flow and how much power was coming in, you'd either you'd have to go around, if it was surging on a heavy rain, you'd have to go around turning stuff on so stuff didn't blow. Or if it was low, you'd have to go around turning stuff off to be able to use certain things depending on the flow.
Don't run the coffee maker and the microwave at the same time.
Right.
The river's low.
Right. So definitely a little bit of a learning process. Cool place. But I was he told me the guy, was there for
you
about
just sketched out when you flew in though, dude.
4 days. Not really. I was excited. I knew he was only going to be there for a couple days and then he was going to leave and it was just going to be me and the dog out there. And
Yeah. Your dog? His dog?
It's like the lodge dog.
The lodge dog.
Yeah.
What was the dog's name?
Blue.
Oh, he was Blue.
I felt so bad about having to leave that dog. Ugh. Such a good dog.
Oh, you fell in love with him?
He was like a Rottweiler Husky mix, he just followed me everywhere I went. He was right there next to me. Oh, yeah. Such a good dog.
Had conversations and shit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We got close.
That's your bud.
Yeah. He was like, he never comes inside. As soon as he left, that dog was inside every night, laying next to the fireplace.
Yeah, man. You let him inside.
Dog never comes inside. Get out of here.
I'll decide.
But so he told me, he gave me the basic rundown of the place and the work that he wanted done. And he told me about a couple, Jerry and Colleen, who lived across the strait on a Fognac Island over in Blue Fox Bay, an older couple. He was like, they're the closest people to you, and told me what radio channel they usually hang on and stuff. And he had Wi-Fi out there. So I was able I got in touch with them via Facebook at some point, after being out there for a week or two. I reached out to them and we got to talking and they, invited me over whenever the weather was nice. And this is how crazy this is. I'm from the lower 48, never spent much time on the ocean, spent a little bit of time on the lakes and boats and stuff, and now I'm in Alaska and I don't know why, probably just because of ignorance, but I had no fear or I had no fear.
Well, you're kind of naive too.
Oh, I was 100% naive. Yeah, totally. I had, I was, but yet still comfortable, which was freaking dangerous now looking back at it. Because there was one day where it finally got nice and I was like, oh, I'm just going to go hop in the skiff and cruise over to Jerry and Colleen over in Blue Fox Bay.
How far is that?
Not very far. A
couple miles?
Yeah, a couple miles. You got to cross the Shuyak Strait and then get over. But you're not going through any of the heavy tide rip areas or anything. But but
I just that can get gnarly.
Though. It can. And so I pulled this skiff in that the guy had that had I don't know. It had 240 horses on it or something maybe. Heavy. Heavy
old 2-stroke
heavy skiff and. I just hopped in and freaking drove over there one day, no ocean going experience, and I'm ripping out through the Shuyak Strait in a skiff, to go meet these people. And they were super nice, I roll up and Jerry.
They probably welcomed you right in.
Oh, yeah. And Jerry always has either a cocktail or a doobie in his hand, and they're just super nice, super welcoming people. Of course, we talk and they ended up telling me about this family that ran a hunting fishing lodge on the island, and they were like, oh, you should you need to link up with these guys. And so I ended up doing that through Facebook again, linked up with one of the brothers running this lodge, and he just so happened to be coming over to Big Bay for some cleanup project, taking a bunch of kayaks over there for a guy. And he was like, how about I pick you up and we can just talk and you can help me unload the kayaks and stuff and we can meet and chat. And so I said, yeah, sure. So he swung in and picked me up and rode over there with him.
At your lodge? Or
at the lodge I was at.
Okay, gotcha.
And we talked briefly, and at the end of it, when he dropped me off, he's like, if you ever get a couple days off and want to come over and check the lodge out, just have the mail plane drop you off. And so it's like, okay, a week or two goes by, and then comes time where like the guy leasing the property is coming back out because there's going to be people starting to come through. And so he's like, you can take a break and go to town if you want. So instead of going to town, I went to that lodge. And I got there, I don't know, a little before lunchtime. So the fishing boats were gone already. The brother that I had met and talked to was gone for the day. The older brother was still on property. And he was doing some crazy road work and stuff, like with an excavator and skid steer and this and that. And he had broken one of the buckets. And we were just talking about stuff. And I was like, well, I see a welder, you know, I can weld that up if you want to bring it down here. And so like I ended up working with him for the day, you know, doing some welding on stuff and running the skid steer while he was running the excavator, busting gravel for their roads and stuff out there. And that night he offered me a job. He was like, you want to work here? Like, I need somebody. Like,
Oh, yeah.
And I said, hell yeah, you know, because this place, it's like going from, like, what's that? I'm trying to think of the famous hotel in, like, Skid Row in L.A. to, like, the Ritz in New York City, pretty much.
Oh,
it's like
really?
the comparable. Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
Big step up.
Because the other one was so ran down or just...
Yeah, really ran down, all unguided. You know, the guy that was leasing it wasn't really putting, I mean, you would have had to put an insane amount of money into it.
To really revamp it and make it
to get
nice.
it to the quality of the other place.
Yeah.
And so I said, hell yeah. Went back, put my 2 weeks in at the other place, and then they came and picked me up in the boat.
Did he have hard feelings about that?
Oh, yeah, he was pissed.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was pissed, but I mean.
Well, because you weren't easy to find.
I'm sure not. No,
You know?
if he was somebody who had just been murdered out there, I don't imagine he's got people
like, well,
lining
fuck,
up
now
for
I
the
gotta
job.
do it
Well, now it could be
you
like,
know?
what, this one guy came, he wasn't murdered.
Yeah. Yeah.
It worked out really well for about 3 months.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was there for, I don't even think it was that long.
You're the reference now?
Yeah, when I say I was there for like a total of 6 weeks, you know,
very,
probably,
very brief
yeah,
time.
like probably a
Okay.
total of 6 weeks I was at Port Williams, and before going to work at the other lodge over on Afognak Island, and those guys were like born and raised out there. I mean, they knew how to
Took
hunt,
pride in
they
their
knew how to
shit,
fish,
and,
had phenomenal facilities, phenomenal boats, you know. And when he offered me the job, I was like, hey, you know, I have no problem using the facilities maintenance deal as like my way to get the foot in the door, but I really want to do the fishing and hunting. Like, will I be able to go along and do that side of things too?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, absolutely. And so, yeah, I went to work for them. I missed the spring bear season.
Right, because you were at the other lodge.
I was at the other lodge, but did the fishing all summer and then did bear and deer hunts in the fall. And then by spring of 2016, I had my time in the field had my license, and was still going along training with these guys.
So you were racking up your hours that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I worked for them I worked for that lodge for 2.5 years, you know, training with them, doing brown bear hunts and deer hunts before I started branching out, you know, doing different species for other guys. But
Well, back up a little bit. So you went through the season, 6 weeks, you got hired, you're working for the other guys. Obviously, the season expires.
right.
Where'd you go from there? Did you come back and live in Anchorage?
That
for the
first
off
year,
season?
I went back home. I went back to Kentucky
Texas.
for a little
Kentucky,
bit over
okay.
the winter. My brother-in-law has like a remodeling building business, and I went back home for a couple weeks during the winter and did some work with him, went to Hawaii, did some vacationing stuff,
Nice.
you know, and then came back the 1st of March to kind of open the lodge back up, get the boats in the water, get ready for spring hunts, and roll through things that way. And yeah, I mean, to go from a lodge that's like decrepit and falling apart where a guy got murdered to a 5-star, like $1,500 a night ahead, you know, during the fishing season, $25,000 brown bear hunts. Like, it was a golden opportunity to me. I'm like, dude. Within 6 weeks of being up here, to have an opportunity to go work for somebody, like, I didn't even ask any questions. I didn't even ask any questions. I was like, like,
I'll take it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just get me out of there.
And,
can I bring Blue? Like,
right. Listen,
Blue?
when they came to pick me up, he jumped on the boat.
Oh, you want to come with you?
I literally had to like push him off the boat. I felt so terrible. Like, there were a few conversations the first couple nights about a night op to go over there and steal him. But man, I felt so bad leaving that dog.
Damn.
Such a good dog.
Man.
But that place ended up having all kinds of crazy stuff happen. Like, after I left, there had, I guess, been an oil spill at some point.
Oh, James, you want another one? What do you got this time?
What?
Beverage?
You want a beverage?
Beverage? Do you like drinking beverages? You like to stay hydrated?
Does the squirrel eat nuts? Like, give me something fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is a fat baby heavy? Is Dolly Parton sleep on her back? Is a frog's asshole watertight? Is
there it
a
is.
10-pound bag of flour? Take a big biscuit. I don't know. Take your pick.
I can't say the one I say.
Yeah, this guy, apparently they had some big oil spill, years ago before I ever got out there. They had some big containers up on top of the hill that were full of like bunker sea oil for like incinerators and stuff. And they had some sort of spill. They had to get all the rest of the oil down into this bladder. This big, like 3,000 gallon bladder that was down in one of the old cannery buildings that was, up on pilings above the water.
Yeah.
And from my understanding, he was supposed to be pumping that out into 55 gallon drums and having it like barged out off site.
Okay.
Didn't.
And that never happened. And I want to say it was the year after I left. So it would have been 2016 or maybe it was 2017. It was either 2016 or 17. I guess they had some bad storms during the wintertime, and one of those buildings collapsed, which dragged the other ones in. There it is. And that 3,000 gallon bladder of bunker sea oil got punctured and leaked out into the strait and out into Paranosa Bay, and it was like a big oil spill. And so as far as, I don't know, last I heard about that place, it was in talks like the state was seizing the property back after that second spill because it was such, a multi-million-dollar cleanup.
Yeah.
The boats were out there when I flew in the beginning of March, and they were out there all through the fishing season. They were out there till like August.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal. I don't know what's happened with it since, but that was...
Yeah, I was trying to look it up online, and there's just nothing really...
Yeah, the last incident was the big oil spill, and I don't think it's been in any kind of an operation since then.
They're blackballed.
Yeah. But my family all thought I was freaking crazy when I told them it was like... moving to Alaska to go work for a lodge where a guy got murdered. Never been to Alaska before, It's like they're like, you've never even been there. You don't
get murdered.
You don't know anybody. And I was like,
you know where I'm at.
Like, I'm sure I'll meet people at some point.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. For some reason I wasn't worried about it at all.
Yeah.
Looking back on it now, it's like
you're like nobody can murder
idiot,
me.
But, no, I got a very interesting entry into the guiding industry, and I guess a very easy one too compared to a lot of guys. Going to work for a lodge like that does boat style brown bear hunts and deer hunts, and you're back to a lodge every night taking a shower and sleeping in a bed, and chef's cooking dinner, and it's luxurious. But when I
you kind of like fell ass backwards into that in a sense.
Into a good deal, for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, I didn't have to go through any kind of a packer phase or any kind of a unpaid or, minimum wage.
There was no
paid
intern phase of any kind. Yeah.
No, I was training,
and you did your thing.
They were getting a good deal, which I didn't realize until I started guiding hunts for other outfitters. It's like, then I realized like what you get paid a hunt versus what they were paying me salary in a month to be a hunting guide, fishing guide, maintenance guy. Mm-hmm. They were basically paying me one salary doing 3 jobs.
Yeah.
Compared to what you make for somebody else.
You couldn't go to the union?
Couldn't go to the union. No.
Yeah, but that was like a sweat equity kind of a move for you to like earn your stripes. And,
absolutely. Yeah. And, eventually the level of indebtedness that I felt for getting my start and them giving me the opportunity outweighed the nonsense that was happening around there. Because like, for as great as the place was, the family running it was freaking nuts. Being real, if any of you guys are listening to this, sorry, but they were just freaking nuts.
Well, they're all out there on an island.
You're raised on a fog neck,
born and raised.
Come on, man.
One of my good buddies, Brian, he's a fellow guide. I actually met him out there, and it was my second year, or maybe the beginning of that third year. They
started seeing how things were going there.
Oh, I knew after the first couple months how things were going there, but I also knew it was still a good deal for me. And he came on either that second or beginning of the third year, and we went. I will never forget. We went and picked him up in Kodiak in the boat, and we're coming back, and it's me, the younger brother, and Brian, and we start coming back to the lodge, and we get into the bay where the lodge is, and the younger brother tells me to like drop him off on this big grass covered rock. And like, I think he was the big social media guy. So I think he's doing some kind of Instagram post of the boats or, something. And like, I drop him off, Brian's standing there next to me on the boat, and I'm just watching him like, what the heck's this guy doing? And then all of a sudden you see flames. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And like, he had lit the island on fire.
Oh shit.
And I say island, like not, I mean, maybe 100 yards, diameter rock, grass covered rock, but still, I'm like, what the?
Why did he do it?
Exactly why? I have no idea. I have no idea. Still a mystery. Anyways, me and Brian were both just looking at each other and like, I don't know, man. And so pull back in. He hops back on the boat. We drive back.
He's like, all right, let's go. Guys.
Yeah, we go back to the lodge. Yeah, I think it was just like, I don't know if he thought it was gonna make him look cool in front of the new guy or like what the
that rock
was,
in particular.
Yeah. Anyways. We go back to the lodge and, we tie the boat up to the dock and like I'm giving Brian kind of the tour around and like we're in the staff building and give him the tour up the staff quarters, the shop and everything. And like we've been at the lodge 20 minutes maybe. And like we go out the back deck to start walking up towards the main buildings and here are the two brothers rolling around in the road, punching the shit out of each other, full on brawling, fist fighting. I'm like, this is Brian. This is his first 30, 45 minutes at the lodge. Is like island getting set on fire. Two of the owners duking it out in the road.
Welcome aboard, bud.
Welcome to the lodge, man. It's like this is the show. And yeah, so much wild stuff transpired out there in the course of 2.5 years. But I will say, like, those guys know how to kill bears.
Yeah.
I mean, they were born and raised doing it. Like, those guys know how to kill bears. And they're very knowledgeable guides, very effective, very good at doing what they did.
Yeah.
Just definitely a little
eccentric,
socially unadjusted
Well, in all your time, what's like something maybe that you learned that's like, oh man, I wish I would have known this, year 1 or 2?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the biggest thing I've learned is like trusting my gut instinct, like just trusting that gut feeling. If something feels sketchy, like, don't feel like you got to do it. Back out of it. And like,
are you kidding me, man? If you're gonna be a bear, be a grizzly.
I did. Like this. Like one of the stories that makes me think of that was at this lodge. The way they hunted, they had these two big catamarans with rigid hull inflatables behind them, and they typically towed them, behind the boat off a bridle, 100 feet, 150 feet back behind the main boat. And so when you saw a bear you want to go after, you pull the raft in, crank it up. Make your move on the bear, whether he's on the beach or the hill.
Yeah.
And we were coming back from hunting one day, and we knew the weather was going to pick up. We knew the seas were going to get crappy, but nothing that the big boats couldn't handle. And as we're coming out of the bay, you can see it out there just
ripping.
Yeah.
White
really
caps.
tight together. I mean, 12 to 14 foot.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty. And so like we're cruising towards the head of the bay and I'm like, hey, we should just anchor the raft up in here. We're not gonna, like, we know we're gonna be back over here tomorrow. I was like, I don't think we ought to take it through that stuff. And it'll be fine. That's what he said. It'll be fine. I'm like, all right. So like we charge out there into it and like, no joke, 12 to 14 foot stacked really tight together, even for the big boat.
Yeah.
And so like he's driving the boat and I'm like watching out the back door, watching like the line for the raft disappear between two sets of swells in the water. And then like we crest and then you see the raft crest and just launch into the air. And then it slams down and fishtails a bunch until it gets launched off the next one. And I'm just watching it and like it had been so ingrained in me over the last decade, 15 years, like you take care of your shit. The things that are essential to your livelihood, like you take care of at all costs.
Yeah.
And so like my mind instantly just went to like, we're going to lose this freaking raft. Like, what are we going to do? What are our options? It's like, there's no turning around in this and going back to the bay and anchoring it up. So only option is fucking drive it, And so I told him, I was like, I'll run it. I'll stay in your wake.
Yeah.
You know, you bust it and I'll just
Be
stay right behind you. And if
Yeah.
something crazy happens, you know, you're going
What
to
was the
have to
what was the
swing
motor
around.
on that?
35 horse.
Oh, okay, so
You know, decent. Yeah,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like a kicker or anything.
Sure.
Decent little motor
Get on,
for
like,
a 14
step.
foot.
Yeah.
Rigid hole. Yeah. And so I freaking rain geared up, threw a life jacket on. Keep in mind, like, no boating experience on the ocean
Yeah.
other than like the year that I had spent out there. And like
this
they
is
had me
a tiller
yeah,
handle,
tiller
so you're
handle,
sitting
yeah.
down, too.
Oh yeah, and like they had me running the big boats and running around. And like I was comfortable running the boats. You know, I wouldn't have done it if I didn't feel competent to do it.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, but I also was totally naive to the power of the ocean and the things the currents can do. And like, there's nothing but rocky bluff over here that the waves are going. There's no beach to, you know,
yeah, shit, if
get to if
you
stuff
lose
goes
power,
crazy.
it's gonna get weird.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so pull the raft in, crank it up, hop in it, shove off the big boat. And I'm like, bluffs, waves are smashing. I mean, I was literally doing this number, just trying to get down around the point.
Nose to the bluffs.
Right.
and-
Well,
yeah.
and like I wish I had a GoPro on because there's no way I can ever describe it in like vividly enough to paint how gnarly of a fucking picture it was. And like what really was crazy was as soon as I pushed away, he freaking rooster tailed it. Gone.
Oh no.
He was gone. Like I just watched him go around the point, gone. Like not even within eyesight of me.
Oh no.
Oh,
yeah.
pulled away.
Oh yeah, like took off, gone. And so I'm like holding on to the bow line. I'm as far forward in the raft as I can get,
With
and
your
still
arms
still holding
holding
on.
the
back.
handle
Yeah.
back here, like riding
Like-
a bull,
like
tiller
surfing.
handle,
Yeah.
And
my
fucking
God.
luckily
Hoping
made it
for
all
the
the way around,
fucking God
and
save-
made
yeah.
it back to the lodge. You know, but yeah, to be in like those kind of seas and an inflatable, not smart. Like looking back on hindsight 2020, fuck that raft.
Never
Yeah.
do it again.
It's not my raft. It's not my money. Not worth the risk. You know, but it had been like so ingrained in me to take care of your
Wow.
equipment. Like you gotta like if you have to have it, you have to take care
You were
of
like,
it.
I'll get in the raft. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Now
So see you
fuck
back
that,
at the
fuck
lodge.
that raft. Not my money, not my equipment. Like if he doesn't care, I don't care. You know, but just like I said, I'd never be able to vividly describe it. And like just my face, I would have liked to have seen my own face when that boat just like dipped and left me out
Like,
there.
you motherfucker.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was ready to beat his ass when I got back.
Oh, I bet, dude.
Oh, for sure.
Shoot,
Yeah.
I've pulled crab pots and 10, 12-foot waves on a 28-foot boat,
Yeah.
and that was miserable. So I
that's
can
sketchy.
only,
Little 14
I can
footer?
only
Oh my
imagine
God.
Yeah,
a
it
14-footer.
was-
You
I
were
wish
just
I had
in and up and
Oh, yeah.
like losing the horizon and
Trying to surf the top, you
Yeah.
know, to
Yeah, yeah,
avoid
yeah,
getting
yeah.
shoved
Getting
down
nosed
into
in.
the bottom. Yeah. Oh yeah. Super sketchy. Super sketchy.
and that water's cold no matter what time of year it is.
Oh yeah, and like there's nowhere to go. You hit the water, you're just gonna get shoved to the bluffs. You
Yeah.
know, smacked against the rocks. There's no beach. There's nowhere to climb up.
How
That's it.
long
That's
were
game
you
over.
in that little situation? Like,
Jeez, I don't know. Thinking back on it now, like realistically, I think it probably took me about. I'd say I feel like it took me probably about 20 minutes to go those like 3.5 miles, you know, to the turn around the point. And the turn around the point was the one that had me the most worried, just because everything built up. It was super shallow, like a shallow peninsula of rock that came off the point. So everything built up really big at the point and just pushes through.
Yeah.
And so like that
so
was
when
the
you-
part.
when you turn the corner, it was like trying to shove you back out.
It's just really pushing you forward. Like the swells
Oh, the
build up.
pressure.
Yeah, the swells built up really tall because of how far the rock came up and just made really big. I mean, it took 12 to 14 and took it to 16.
Yeah, real
like
quick,
pushing
yeah.
up over those rocks.
yeah.
And yeah, super like and my buddy Brian, the guy who was running, he was running the other boat, and luckily like he was right around the point and saw Josh go by without the raft and was like, "Oh, did you guys
Where the
leave the
fuck's
raft
James?
over in Tonky?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, James is driving it." And Brian was just like, "What the fuck?" You know, and you left him out there?
Yeah.
So luckily like Brian waited around the point.
Yeah, wanted
Yeah.
to see you
Until
come.
he saw me come around
Yeah.
the corner. Yeah.
Oh, my
but
God.
oh yeah, I was ready to beat that guy's ass when we got back to the lodge. I was just like,
Well, I feel like we got to have you guys back because there's more stories. Like we only got
Oh,
like
yeah.
one
We-
story.
yeah.
I mean, we're going long now, so we got to kind of wrap it up. But I feel like there's way more stories to tell.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was just looking at our agenda. It's just so funny how we build these agendas for our show. And
did we touch any of it at all?
A third.
Yeah.
Well, you have to have the double J back, man.
The double J, the publishers. James and James.
J&J's
the publishing
House.
Yeah.
Jim and Jimbo. Yeah. No, because you got a whole nother season ahead of you, right?
Yeah, I got another month of those beta grizzly hunts. Yeah. And then, I mean, my year this year is crazy, really. I mean, do the beta grizzly hunts in June, literally the day after the last hunt. Fly home to Kentucky for a family visit.
Mm-hmm.
Fly back. I have like 3 weeks in July, and then leave to get camp ready to start caribou August 1st up north of Nome. Nice. And then that just rolls. That starts the fall season.
Right back to Kodiak for bears, right?
Well, I do caribou, moose, like 6 weeks, up there, and then roll into a moose hunt with this guy and a couple of his buddies.
Oh, that's right. You guys are doing that.
At the end of September, and then, Kodiak comes in October.
I want to do that bear hunt with you.
Oh, yeah.
Your archery tag hunt.
Well, okay. Anytime. I mean, it opens.
That's fall, right?
Yeah, it's fall through. I think it
goes late.
September, beginning of September through now. I think it ends in May. You can do spring.
Oh, okay. So you can do spring too?
Yeah. I thought you were talking about the Bainbridge thing, which I think we should do.
We'll table that
let's
keep
table that and make that like a cool freaking trip.
Yeah.
Because that'd be badass.
It fell off for 2023, but that doesn't mean we can't build it up for next year.
We're gonna make that a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, let's go. I'm ready to roll on it. I'm gonna try to get my buddy on the problem bear so that I don't have to worry about, because it's still Unit 14.
Oh, okay.
So I can only get one per year, so I'm gonna have someone else
very true.
Shoot the problem bear,
right,
and then because I do want to do that. An archery brown bear I think is just that's a cool thing. Granted, I am a cheater. For folks can't see me. I have a reconstructed shoulder and can't pull a heavy compound bow, so I have a means and methods for a crossbow.
You should pull up my Instagram real quick.
Oh,
but he mentioned archery brown bear.
You got something?
Let's see it.
Yeah, let's see it real quick before we go. What do we got? What are we looking for?
Scroll down.
Down. Okay.
Slow. Keep going. You'll see it. Oh, you'll know when you see it. It's got the bow laying on top of it.
Oh, I saw that. Keep
going down a little further.
Oh, look at those bucks. Oh my God.
Oh, that was that season I was telling you about, like 2016. So keep going down. Is
that you right here?
Oh yeah, before the hair got all.
Damn, what's up, dog?
Hair got all long.
All clean cut and shit.
Damn, you got young with the long.
You look like an accountant.
Yeah,
he does, man. Like you're a guy.
Can you balance the books or what?
Well, what the heck? I didn't see it
at the bottom. Are those the fox coming in on Kodiak?
Mm-hmm. There it is, right there.
Oh, this guy here.
9.9.
God damn! Look at the skull on that thing.
Yeah, he was a freaking hog. And what you can't see is pretty much right where the picture cuts off is like a 60-foot bluff to the water.
Oh, really?
Shot the bear on the beach at 20 yards, and it ran up that hill like it was crawling for the bluff when it died.
Oh,
but
it was trying to bail. It wanted to
bail. I feel like. I mean, I don't know where else it was going.
Man, that's that guy beast, dude.
That guy passed on like a 9-foot bear the first day because he didn't want to shoot on the first day, and then he whiffed on a solid 10 on like day 9.
Oh, I bet he was sick to his stomach.
Didn't even come to dinner that night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was in sorry shape. Yeah. Next day we went out, saw nothing all day. Sows and cubs. Hunt was over. Cruising back to the lodge through the Shrieak Strait, the last like couple beaches in his unit doing 30 knots. It's like just so happened to look over and bam, standing on the beach in the last 30 minutes of daylight on the last day of the hunt.
I love that story.
Got into 20. I mean, everything was perfect. Wind direction, facing away. Was able to creep inside the tree line to that 20-yard, perfect quartered away, and he made a clean pass-through shot. Smoked him.
If I could close this, as we close out, if I could say to anybody who aspires to hunt, fish, outdoor recreate, whatever it is, and you have a time limit, you use every fucking minute.
Yep.
Because you never know. Because number one, don't pass up something on the first day you take on the last day. Mm-hmm. That's a goddamn rule you should follow.
Yep.
It's okay to punch your tag first day. kick back and drink beers while your other buddies are now trying to catch a fish or shoot a bear or whatever.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. And they can shoot a bigger one than you. It's okay.
Right.
It's fine.
Right.
Don't just, I want the biggest one, so I'm going to hold off and be the last guy.
Right.
And use every ounce of daylight, every minute, because you never know when your chance is going to come, and that proves it right there.
And that's like one thing I never would have understood without this amount of time in the field. I mean, I feel like average yearly, I'm spending 100 to 120 days in the field.
Yep.
And after like a couple years, just a few years of doing that, you see it happen enough times where like something comes out of freaking nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I've literally stood up, gone to take a piss, come back, and the client's like pointing up the hill, and I just like turn and look up. There's a 9-foot bear like 300 yards above us on the hill out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That happened with me this fall when I had my goat hunt. I took one of my best friends from back in the day because my wife didn't want me going out solo. And wound up having to pass on a goat. The only goat that came within shooting range was a nanny, and I swore up and down I was not going to shoot a nanny, so I let her go.
Hey, they score in the book just like those billies do.
They do, but man, I
not advocating shooting a ton of nannies, but I'm just saying.
I told myself beforehand, man, and it was at that point we'd been days up there too, and I could see the goats from my tent the entire hunt, and my God, was that the most frustrating thing in the world because there was a chasm of death between me and those goats, and I could have got a shot off on like any of those goats.
Just couldn't.
But I couldn't retrieve it.
Recovered it.
It was awful.
Yeah.
But anyways, getting up like right about the time we're getting ready to go, I go up to take a piss, and 150 yards is a beautiful black bear, absolutely beautiful. My buddy had never been big game hunting before ever, and came with me just so I wasn't alone up there.
Yeah.
And I was able to talk him into this bear, get him in there, and so now he's got a beautiful bear back home, brought back the meat and everything. So very last day, I was discouraged. It was my hunt, still managed to get it.
Yeah, every minute spent in the field is an opportunity that you never know could be yours or your partner. I mean,
even in crappy weather, stake it out.
You just when the despair sets in, it's really hard not to let that overcome you.
Sing a song.
That's what he and I were talking about at dinner before he came over here. I said, I feel like one of the hardest and most important parts of being a guide is being able to keep your client in a positive mindset when the hunting's tough.
Yeah. I mean,
rah-rah.
Man, getting out there and just being in the wilderness is such a unique and amazing and incredible thing. I mean, like, even just getting out on one of these hunts. I mean, like, we all live here and we're blessed, and we get to do things
spoiled
all the time that people dream of, and so I think it's important to keep it in perspective.
Yeah, well said.
But I meant that for like the weekend warrior. You only have the weekend. It's like you got
make the most of
every minute of daylight. You never know what could happen, but. Just let that be a lesson to y'all out there.
Ooh, let it be a lesson.
Whoa, nice. Close it out.
James, thank you for coming in, man. Thanks you for sharing.
You guys
the Instagram is matanuska.gym and also Into the Wild AK if you want to follow these boys on Instagram. Alaska, thank you for supporting us. Thank you to all the sponsors. Thank you to all the people that are listening, the Patreon members. Thank you for the people that are buying the merch at Barney's. Thank you to you guys. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here every week making this happen for you guys.
That's right, man. Thanks for your time, boys.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. And I know you support us. You listen. James, you're a huge fan. I know, and we've, developed a cool relationship. James, it was a pleasure to meet you and hear your story. I'd like to continue building upon this bromance.
So
thank you, gentlemen.
If you'll have us back.
That's right.
If you'll have us back, I think we'll come back.
We'll have an extra packed fridge full of ciders for you.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, lots of sours.
Extra
whole
sours
sour
for
fridge.
James.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let him know if he ever needs a
sour tester,
sour brand ambassador. I'm a sour freak.
James is a sour
test them all.
Yeah. Thank you, Alaska. Thank you for listening. As always, stay wild.
You'll remember my speaking to you of what I call your overcautiousness. Are you not overcautious when you assume that you cannot do what the enemy is constantly doing?
The Alaska Wild Project podcast is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Barney's Sports Chalet, supplying hunters with the best hand-selected gear since 1963. The exclusive home of frontier gear built for the rugged Alaskan terrain. Your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Visit Barney's today at 906 West Northern Lights.
Tailored Restoration 24-hour emergency home services, helping Alaskans restore their dreams since 1972. Services include fire, water, mold, post-emergency cleaning, repair, and remodeling. Give them a call in Anchorage, Eagle River, Matsu, or Fairbanks. Hit them up at tailoredrestorationalaska.com.
Total Truck and Alaska Overlander, Alaska's premier supplier for custom automotive accessories and overlanding products, providing all-inclusive rental vehicles and trailers custom outfitted to explore the Alaskan backcountry with a unique and convenient traveling experience.
TheTreehouseAK.com, located at 341 Boniface Parkway, Alaska's own and grown cannabis and CBD store. Ask the bud tender what the strain of the day is to get your 10% off. The Treehouse, where the culture lives. AKO Farms, located in Sitka, Alaska, built from the ground up with concentrates as their single motivation, with exclusive products such as their sugar wax, full spectrum diamond sauce carts, and more. Ask your local bud tender about AKO. Marijuana has intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming and addictive. Marijuana impairs concentration, coordination, and judgment. Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence. There are health risks associated with consumption of marijuana. For the use of only by adults 21 and older. Keep out of the reach of children, and marijuana should not be used by women who are pregnant or breastfeeding.
The Bait Shack, located on Ship Creek upstream of the bridge. Can't miss the bright red shack. They are the go-to fishing gear rental and guide service on Ship Creek. Tight lines and fish on. Come hook into the action with them. Hit them up at thebaitshackak.com.
Snow Pro AK, your snow and ice management company specializing in business and residential properties. They know what it takes to keep your property presentable and safe. Give them a call for a free estimate at 280-7098 or visit lawnproak.com. Double Shovel Cider Company, located off of Arctic and 58th, handcrafted Alaskan-made colonial ciders. They also have a tap room downtown on the corner of 5th and E. Stop by today and taste an award-winning cider.
The Alaska chapter of Backcountry Hunters and Anglers, BHA is the voice of our Alaskan public lands, waters, and wildlife. Their goal is to uphold our hunting and fishing legacy while keeping our public lands wild. Stand up today and join BHA at backcountryhunters.org.
Claim to be at least his equal in prowess and act upon the claim? I say try. If we never try, we shall never succeed. This proposition is a simple truth, and it's too important to be lost sight of for a moment. If we cannot beat the enemy where he now is, we never can. It is all easy if our troops march as well as the enemy, and it is unmanly to say they cannot do it.